This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
Super Bowl XXVII took place on January 31st, 1993, when the Buffalo Bills faced the Dallas Cowboys at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. Buffalo was coached by Marv Levy, and they were appearing in their third straight Super Bowl. The Bills looked a little weaker in 1992, having only won 11 games after back-to-back 13-win seasons and missing out on the AFC East title for the first time in 5 years. But after dominant wins against higher-seeded Pittsburgh in the divisional round and AFC East champion Miami in the AFC Championship, the Bills were ready to take a shot at their first win in the Super Bowl. Dallas was back in the Super Bowl for the first time in 15 years, since they dominated the NFL along with the Steelers in the 1970s. Coached by Jimmy Johnson and with the firepower of Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin, they were averaging almost 30 points per game on their way to a 13-3 regular season record. The Cowboys were rolling, having beaten the Eagles and 49ers by double digits in the playoffs on their way to this matchup with the Bills. This audio recording is from the CBS radio broadcast featuring announcers Jack Buck and Hank Stram.
Welcome back to Pasadena, everyone. Greg Gumbel joined now by John Madden. And John, let's start it right in with the Dallas Cowboys. If the Cowboys are going to win, I know that you feel Emmitt Smith has to have one of his good days today.
Yeah, but I don't think he has to do it right away, Greg. I think the secret for the Cowboys offense is I think they have to start opening up. I think they have to start off with Troy Aikman. I think they have to start off with their passing game, throwing to Michael Irvin, throwing to Jay Novacek, getting the ball to Alvin Harper once in a while, Kelvin Martin on the third downs, those types of things. Then I think if they can spread that Buffalo Bill defense out, make them think pass, loosen them up a little, maybe get ahead, then I think they can come back later with Emmitt Smith. And I think Emmitt Smith will probably get most of his yards in the second half.
What you're talking about the Cowboys doing, Jack, isn't that par for the course for the Buffalo Bills? They try to throw to open things up for Thurman Thomas?
Yeah, that's the thing that they do. And the other thing they try and do is speed up the tempo of the game with the no-huddle defense. I mean, the no-huddle offense, which puts a pressure on the defense, whether they can get their substitutions in or not, because the Dallas defense is number one in the league. And I think the best thing about what they did on defense all year, Greg, was their third down defense, and they play nickel better than anyone does. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to get their nickel substitutions in on second and long and on third down.
John, do you think that no-huddle is going to be a problem for the Dallas offense?
Well, it'll be a problem for the Dallas offense if they can't get on the field. It'll be a problem if they can go no-huddle and get first downs and score points. Now, if they just go 3 and out quickly, then it's something that can hurt you, because then that means your defense just gets over to the other side of the field and have to turn around and go right back in. So I think the no-huddle, I think, will be successful if their offense is successful. If their offense isn't successful and they're not getting first downs and or scoring points, then it could be a negative thing.
We said that Emmitt, and you feel that eventually Emmitt will have a good day for Dallas to win. For Buffalo, it's Jim Kelly, isn't it?
Well, I think so, especially early. I think that, Jim Kelly has to have a good day. Andre Reed, James Lofton, Thurman Thomas, Kenneth Davis. I mean, those guys all have to be part of that passing game. And then I think where the running game comes is to control the clock after you get the lead. I mean, I think that's why I think the Cowboys, if they get the lead and they're in the lead in the third and fourth quarter, then they can just give the game to Emmitt Smith. And to me, right now, Emmitt Smith is the best player in the National Football League. He can win for him. I think the Buffalo Bills could probably do the same thing. If they get the lead, then they could just give it to Thurman Thomas and Davis and just let them run the ball in the third and fourth quarter and win it for them. But I don't know that those guys can get the lead for them. I think they're going to have to get the lead with the passing game, and then probably at the end of the game, one of the running backs is going to be the most valuable player.
We do know the key players on offense, John. Who are the important people on defense to watch today?
Well, I think when you think about the Dallas Cowboys, I think that they have one dominant player, and that's Charles Haley. And I think that he has to be the guy, maybe not that gets the sacks on a Jim Kelly, but he has to be the guy who gets the initial penetration that allows other guys to get there. And then when you talk about the Buffalo Bills, I think it's Bruce Smith. I know he has the bad ribs, but I think he has to have a big day, not only on rushing Troy Aikman, who gets rid of the ball quickly, but on helping against the run. And then the Buffalo Bills also have to hope that Cornelius Bennett is healthy today, because he's had that hamstring, and he really hasn't practiced for a long time. And I don't know if you can play a Super Bowl at the top level on just adrenaline.
All right, John, two coaches that are quite used to winning as this season comes down to the end, Jimmy Johnson and Marv Levy. And, John, we'll talk with you again just before kickoff, okay?
Okay.
Up next, Jim Hunter gives us some insight into the players and how they've handled Super Bowl week here in California after we pause for this word.
Dear Hooked on Phonics, I've taught first grade for more than 15 years, and I've had a lot of success with my classes in the past. This year, I brought Hooked on Phonics into my classroom, and I can honestly say that because of Hooked on Phonics, I have the best reading and writing first grade students I've ever taught. Thanks to Hooked on Phonics, my students are hooked on reading. Signed, W.C., Fort Huachuca, Arizona. For Hooked on Phonics plus SRA Reading Laboratories, call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
State Farm is there for thousands of families with the free family insurance checkup. Every year, thousands of State Farm families get the reassuring results. When they have a loss, fast, fair claim service is there. The protection they need is there when they need it. Because before that loss happened, their State Farm agent was there with the free family insurance checkup.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Save anywhere, call anywhere.
Noise. When it comes to long-distance claims, there's a lot of it out there.
Drastic savings.
Well, AT&T would like to make something clear. Place for place, anywhere outside the U.S., the difference between AT&T and other major long-distance companies is no more than a penny. So now that price isn't the main issue, what should you pay attention to? Remember service? Quality? Listen to the whole story. AT&T. Per minute comparison of direct dial basic rate schedules.
Welcome back to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, the site today of Super Bowl XXVII, the Dallas Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills, who have been here all week long. And are they exhibiting pressures? Are they antsy about this? Let's get more from Jim Hunter. Jim?
Well, you know what game day means. Hype week is over. The players certainly survived the week, but now the question is, can they overcome the build-up, Greg, come kickoff in about a half hour? Or will this be just another football game? Well, Emmett Smith thinks so.
I look at it as another game. We play football all year long, and we play it. We've been playing it for years and years. The game, the rules haven't changed. The strategy of the game haven't changed, not much anyway. And the players, the only thing you do is just get prepared the same way you've been getting prepared all your life. So there's nothing different about this game.
Except for the fact that the NFL championship rides on the outcome. Now, even though Smith is trying to keep his emotions in check, you can't help but experience the Super Bowl atmosphere on game day.
When we come out for warm-up, we have a tendency to walk around, look up in the sky and everything, look at the crowd, look at the stands, see exactly how many people are going to be there, and, you know, hear the fans hollering and booing and all that stuff. It's a great feeling when you're doing all that. But once the game gets started, you tune everything out. You tune everything out and just go concentrate on what you're supposed to do.
Well, there was no booing when the Dallas Cowboys came out a short time ago for their pregame warm-up. This crowd at the Rose Bowl decisively behind the Cowboys. Now, as for the other side, the Bills feel they're better prepared to win the Super Bowl this year because they've matured as a team, and it all starts with quarterback Jim Kelly, who has learned the art of allowing the game to come to him.
So one thing I have to realize is, you know, don't think you have to do it by yourself. At times, quarterbacks tend to do that, think, I make a big play this time, I have to do that. I got to realize that, you know, we have a great running back there, some great receivers, and I guess the main thing is for us is the key to this game for us is without a doubt is turnovers. I think if we limit the turnovers and our defense gets off the field and we don't see the same thing happen that happened against in Super Bowl 25, that they could control the clock, because you look at time possession. Dallas Cowboys #1 in the NFL, and if you look at that, that's one thing. You know, as a quarterback, you sit back and say, hope that doesn't happen.
Well, the Bills' focus this week was completing the job. The Bills have had 2 consecutive opportunities to win a championship, but as of yet haven't gotten it done. But now they're back with a rare third chance, and Kelly knows the Bills have to take advantage because time might be running out.
Well, without a doubt, not many people get a chance to go once, let alone 3 times. And as far as I'm concerned, it's almost a must-win for me. I'm not a young puppet. I hope to play 4 or 5 more years, but getting a third chance is just unbelievable, and we've got a third consecutive chance, and it's just a matter of topping this one off, and if we do win, it's for my mother, because she hasn't been able to come to a Super Bowl game yet. She can't fly, and this is one that, I can just knock up and knock right on that board and put this one's for you, Mom.
And Greg, Jim Kelly's mom suffers from emphysema. She's back in Pennsylvania. Of course, obviously we'll be monitoring the game today, and I couldn't help but notice as I talked with Jim Kelly, he kept twirling his AFC championship ring. It's not the ring he wants. He wants a Super Bowl championship ring, and he's hoping to get it done here this afternoon.
You get the impression Jim Kelly is going to have a very good day today, no matter what the outcome is. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves right now here on the CBS Radio Network.
Your life will never be the same after hearing Rush Limbaugh. Weekdays on News Talk 590, KLBJ AM, Austin.
The Bills and the Cowboys, Super Bowl 27 here on CBS Radio Sports. Joining us next, former Dallas Cowboys quarterback Roger Staubach. We'll be back in just a moment.
A wide range of topics for you next week on the Eric Blumberg Show. We'll be talking about the use and abuse of parole consultants within the Texas criminal justice system, the ongoing war on drugs and why it's failing, child abuse and what can be done to lower its incidence, hate crimes and why they're on the rise here in America. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. Join me starting at 9:06 right here on News Talk 590 KLBJ AM.
Since 1939, Austin has come to trust one radio station when it needs coverage of important news. The station with the largest team of reporters. The station that devotes its entire program lineup to news and information. News Talk 590 KLBJ AM. We invest more time and resources in bringing you the news than any other Austin radio station. It's what we do best. So remember, when news happens, it happens on News Talk 590 KLBJ AM.
When news happens, it happens on News Talk 590, KLBJ AM
We're down to 9 for the Cowboys from the Steeler 40. They're in the shotgun trying to take advantage of the recovered fumble. Pittsburgh shows the blitz. The blitz is on. Staubach is rushed, gets rid of the ball. It's caught by Tony Hill at the 25, to the 20, to the 15, and flag. Touchdown Dallas. They beat the blitz again. Tony Hill caught the touchdown pass of 40 yards.
Jack Buck making that call back on January the 21st, 1979, Super Bowl 13, in which the Dallas Cowboys came up short against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 35-31, in what many people feel was the best Super Bowl game ever played. And joining me now is former Cowboy quarterback Roger Staubach. First of all, did you think it would be that long before Dallas got back into a Super Bowl again?
Well, I did not, because we still had a very good team there at the end of the 70s, the early 80s, and Dallas in the early 80s, Danny White was a great quarterback. They went to the championship game 3 times and lost to teams that just really were on a roll. Philadelphia one year, and then, of course, the 49ers and the Redskins. So they're back now, and it's the city's excited about the Dallas Cowboys.
Your thoughts on being a member of 5 Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl team were chronicled in a recent issue of Sports Illustrated, and I thought your insight was amazing, including the thought that maybe since you didn't play in that first Super Bowl that the Cowboys were in, that you were part of, that you felt like leaving the team.
Well, it was difficult because Craig Morton was really injured at the end of the year, and our defense was fantastic. In fact, I think we won a playoff game like 5-2, and I was disappointed I didn't get a chance to play more. Tom Landry believed it took 4 or 5 years to develop as a quarterback, and I was an old guy because I was in the Navy, so I was disappointed. And I told him that he didn't see my future in Dallas. I really wanted to go and play. I was getting too old. I was 29 by that time, and he said I would have a chance to play the next season, and I did get a chance to compete with Craig, and Craig came back healthy, and we had a very good competition for quarterback.
Give us a player's insight, and you having experienced this more than an average player ever does, the feeling of a player as he approaches a Super Bowl kickoff at a time like this?
Well, Greg, they're really nervous right now. And any player that says they're not nervous are crazy, because this is a big deal. This is a big game. It can mean something the rest of their life either way. winning or losing. And so it's really getting control of the emotions. And you have that game plan that you've had in. Now you've got to think about it. You got to concentrate on it. And especially in the first quarter, you got to execute it. You got to let the emotions get under control, especially the quarterbacks, Kelly and Aikman. They got to take what they can get. They can't force the ball. And they got to go back to what they did all week in practice the last couple of weeks and all season, is to execute the game plan and get away from the hoopla, the emotions. And I know in the first quarter one time and against Denver, Robert Newhouse, we were stumbling around. Newhouse said, "Roger, get this team under control." And I said, "House, I'm trying to get myself under control." So these guys are nervous, but they're excited, and I think it's going to be one heck of a game today.
Try to separate yourself from your natural allegiance to the Cowboys, if you would, and give us an objective analysis of how you look at this game and how you feel it's going to play out.
Well, I think on paper, being objective, Dallas has had the best season, the most consistent season, both offensively, defensively. But the Bills have struggled. They've shown their vulnerability against Houston, and they also showed a great tenacity and perseverance against Houston. So they've got some intangibles working for them that if they click in, it's going to be a better game than I would think, based on just who's the best team, because Dallas has played the best this season, and I think they're the best team. But the Bills have those intangibles of the comeback, and also the fact that this is their third Super Bowl. Now, if those intangibles work for them, they protect Kelly, especially early, and Kelly has time. It could be a very close, tough game, and the Bills could come out in front. But I feel the Cowboys, they've focused all year, and I think they're going to focus today and execute and have a great game and win.
Roger Staubach, it's always a pleasure to see you and talk with you. Thanks very much for joining us here.
It's a lot of fun, Greg. Thanks.
Have a good day today. Up next, we'll check in with the coaches, Marv Levy of Buffalo, Jimmy Johnson of Dallas, after we pause for this message.
Who takes the worry of odor out of garlic tablets? Quai. Who puts all the goodness of garlic into tiny, easy-to-swallow tablets? Quai. Who delivers the odor-free promise and the goodness of garlic with free samples? Quai. Kwai. Call 1-800-243-QUAI for your free sample and see how Quai puts all the goodness of garlic into a tiny tablet and takes all the worry of odor out of taking garlic daily. For a free sample, call 1-800-243-QUAI. That's 1-800-243-5924.
This soothing music is for anyone who took the leading cold pill for a tough cold instead of Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine, because you could probably use some relief right now. See, the cold pill only relieves congestion, but Alka-Seltzer Plus relieves congestion, plus tough body aches, sore throat, and headaches. Now, here's some music for those who took Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. It's tough medicine. Use as directed.
I've heard different things about the Nicoderm patch, but as far as I'm concerned, only one person's opinion matters. So before we went on vacation, I went to see him, and we sat down and talked. He said, "You know, Bob, it takes more than just a Nicoderm patch." And then we sat down and talked about whether Nicoderm was right for me.
Ask the doctor about the Nicoderm patch. After all, who knows better?
Look, I'm glad I talked to the doctor.
Nicoderm, nicotine transdermal system, by prescription only.
Oh, we just heard from one of the all-time great members of the National Football League, Roger Staubach, and he was part of Dallas Cowboys history. This Dallas franchise is making NFL history today with its record 6th Super Bowl appearance. But the team that Jimmy Johnson brings to the Rose Bowl today is the youngest in the NFL and has just 2 players with previous Super Bowl experience. Defensive end Charles Haley, defensive back Ray Horton. I talked with Jimmy Johnson and asked him if he was concerned that the hype of Super Bowl week would be a distraction to his young players.
But I think the distractions can be a problem if you let it be. And I told the guys, I said, hey, don't build this thing up bigger than life. You know, don't make more out of it than what there really is. I said, we're going there to play a football game, and it'd be the same as if we played the Buffalo Bills out here on the practice field and nobody even watched us. And so all that's secondary, and all that's something that you can insulate yourself from.
Yeah, but you're talking about the physical aspect of the game, and I'm talking about the mental approach, and in your head, you know it's not really just another football game.
Yeah, but I think you can almost psych yourself into thinking that it is just another game. And I think that's important for the guys to downplay the importance of it. I've told them that the enjoyment that they will obtain will come after the ball game. And so go ahead and prepare yourself in the same way that you would for any other game, and then go out there and make plays. And you do that, then you'll have some good times after the game.
One of the things that has been said most frequently about your defense this year is that it's quick. Does that make you better equipped than most to handle the no-huddle?
Well, I think because of the number of players that we have used throughout the year, it gives us more depth to play a no-huddle offense. The no-huddle offense, I think, can really wear down a defense because of the pace of the game. And because of that, I think we'll have to substitute, by series, some of those defensive linemen just to keep them fresh. That may give us an advantage that other teams don't have.
You're not supposed to get it done this fast, are you?
Well, I don't know that anybody made a rule as far as how fast it could be done or how long it was going to take. The only thing I said a few years ago is we're going as fast as we can, and however fast it happens, it's not going to be fast enough for me.
For whatever reasons, Jimmy, sometimes in this game, the teams don't play as well as they've played all season. Any fear of that?
No, I expect to play well. I think our guys are going to go out there and play very well.
Jimmy Johnson, head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. On the other side of the field will be the veteran coach, 64-year-old Marv Levy, who brings his Buffalo Bills into the Super Bowl for the third straight year, and he's very aware of how rare it is for a team to have won 3 straight conference championships.
Well, it is. Only Miami has done it before. That was 20 years ago. They won the second and third game. We're still striving for our first one. It's very difficult to get here. When we're asked, is it difficult to get back at the beginning of a season, I say, of course it is, but it's difficult to get there if you weren't there the previous year, too.
Well, for the team that loses the Super Bowl, there is no feeling of satisfaction for a great season because of the finality of that outcome of the game. And we asked Marv if the 3 straight AFC titles his team has won gets overlooked because they haven't been able to win the Super Bowl.
Well, possibly so. I made the point earlier in the week that no team in the history of football has won as many games over a 5-year span, 66 over 5 consecutive years. The great 49ers, the Miami teams, Dallas hasn't. Pittsburgh Steelers did. They won exactly 66, which is what we've won. Now, if we can win the Super Bowl, we'll take charge of that statistic.
He has his numbers down, and knowing what's at stake today with the Bills facing a 3rd straight Super Bowl, we asked Marv how he thought he'd feel when he walked onto the field here at the Rose Bowl today.
Most of the butterflies I have come about a week before the game when we work on the game plan. We're doing the right thing. We're going to teach this to our team all week right now, and if it's wrong, we're wrong. But by the time I walk out there on Sunday, I'm not very nervous at all. I feel pretty calm. I feel very calculating. I think about what we're going to have to do. I know what our calls are going to be. I know what our game plan is. You fall behind, you have to come out of your game plan. But on Sunday, I just feel good. It's where I want to be. The term I use with our team just before a kickoff in a big game, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? And that's the way I'll feel.
Marv Levy, and in the background, the crowd is cheering as the players, the starting lineups being introduced. The kickoff from the Rose Bowl in Super Bowl 27 is just around the corner. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hi, this is Frankie Avalon. I'm not home, so please leave a message.
Frankie, Tom from Sonic with that new script. You'll say, Sonic's Brown Bag Special. 2 full-size burgers, 2 orders of fries, and 2 medium soft drinks. A tasty bargain. Okay? See ya. Frankie, Tom again. Did I mention what a bargain a brown bag is? It feeds 2 people for a really low price. Thanks. Me again. Listen, here's Sonic's new jingle. Tell me what you think.
Hi, this is Gil Gross, and name it means nothing at all to many of you, but if you listen to me on KLBJ from 7:30 to 10 p.m. every Monday through Friday, I think my name will start to mean something to you. The guy you consider a friend, or that guy who absolutely drives you crazy. At the very least, I want to be the guy who brings you the top newsmakers, lets you speak out, and have some fun with it all on the radio. You may find it fun, you may find it infuriating, but you will find it from 7:30 to 10, Monday through Friday nights on News Talk 590, KLBJ AM.
KLBJ AM Austin.
Welcome back to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, where this crowd of upwards of 105,000 people are getting set for Super Bowl 27 between the Buffalo Bills and the Dallas Cowboys. We talked about the Cowboys and what a young team it is and what giant steps they have taken under head coach Jimmy Johnson. His first season was 1989 as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. In that year, the Cowboys just won 1 of 16 starts. In 1990, they went to 7-9. Last year, in 1991, they went 11-5 and then 13-3 this season. On the road to Pasadena, they beat Philadelphia 34-10. In Dallas, they beat the 49ers 30-20 2 weeks ago today in the NFC Championship game at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. The Cowboys are 3-1 in the postseason under Jimmy Johnson. Marv Levy's Buffalo Bills are 8-4. The Cowboys, as we said, appearing in an NFL record 6th Super Bowl game. Buffalo Bills are only the second NFL team ever to appear in 3 straight Super Bowls. They follow in the footsteps of the Miami Dolphins back in 1970, 71, and 72. The Bills and the Cowboys haven't met since 1984. That's when Buffalo upset Dallas by a score of 14-3, and the Bills were winless in 11 games going into that matchup. How did Buffalo get here? They beat Houston 41-38 in overtime in the wild card game after trailing 35-3 early in the third quarter and then engineering the biggest comeback in NFL history. The following week, they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-3 in Pittsburgh, and then in the AFC Championship game at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami, they knocked off the Dolphins by a score of 29-10. And here is something to remember about these Buffalo Bills. Since falling behind Houston 35-3, they have outscored the opposition 91-16. They are an awesome offensive team when their game is right. Miami, you may remember, lost its first Super Bowl appearance, but won the next 2. And the Buffalo Bills would like to switch things around. They would like to think that they would lose their first 2 and then win the third. People feel that the Buffalo Bills are due, and the players think so as well. The pregame introductions have been completed, and we are awaiting the start of the national anthem. And as we do that, let me turn to Hank Stram and ask Hank what a coach is thinking as we approach kickoff. Hank?
The only thing you're thinking about is winning the football game and executing and doing what you practiced, what you rehearsed all year long and all week long for this game. That's what it's all about. It's the talent that wins the game, and you better play up to your potential.
Hank, we talk about the players having butterflies and being nervous. How about the coaches?
Same thing. If you don't have butterflies, why, forget it. You know, I learned I asked a question when I was a kid. I'll never forget. I thought something was wrong with me because I had so many butterflies before a game. And I finally went to the coach and asked him about it. He said, listen, the day you don't have butterflies, don't play the game.
We've seen it from time to time, Hank, that there are coaches who will pull back from what got them there during the regular season and hesitate to call the same kind of a game that they did. Is that a result of being nervous?
Well, I don't know whether it's that or whether it's just the lack of the right kind of preparation. I think you have to do what your team always does best. You got to just continue to utilize that skill and ability, and regardless of what the game is, you got to do the best things that players can do and hope that they're going to execute and win the game.
All right, Hank. It is a very sunny, clear afternoon here in Pasadena, California. Temperature is in the upper 60s. The sun has been shining all day long. Earlier this week, there was a threat of rain in the area. It rained last night in Los Angeles, but today dawned clear and cool and a perfect day for football. And as we continue to count toward the kickoff from Super Bowl XXVII at the Rose Bowl here in Pasadena, California, it's time for our national anthem. This afternoon's national anthem is to be sung by country music star Garth Brooks.
And now, to honor America, please join Grammy Award winner Garth Brooks in singing our national anthem. The anthem will be signed by the star of NBC's Reasonable Doubts, Marlee Matlin, and will be followed with a flyover of F-18s by the Navy Strike Fighter Squadron from the USS Nimitz.
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we walked were so gallantly strewn, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of our free and the home of
Country music recording star Garth Brooks applauded by the crowd as the jets fly by and the fireworks go off as we prepare for the start of Super Bowl XXVII. And as we approach the opening kickoff, let's get some final thoughts from our CBS Radio Sports crew, and we'll begin with Jack Buck and Hank Stram. Jack?
Well, first of all, that sight and that singing on the part of Garth Brooks and the flyover by the F-18 just amounted to one of the most beautiful moments and sights you could ever imagine, setting the stage for what we hope will be a game that will match the atmosphere here, Hank.
Yeah, if it matches the atmosphere like we anticipate that it will, Jack, we're going to have a great, great game. But I'll tell you, as I watched the whole proceedings, I had goose pimples all over. I'm telling you, that's exactly the way I felt.
Jack, who do you like in this game?
Well, I think, as Hank does, that the Dallas Cowboys are the better team. They're the faster team. They have more balance. I think their quarterback is more dependable. I kind of have a feathery feeling, those are the kind of feelings that cost you money, that Buffalo is going to catch some breaks and win a game.
Hank, what about you? I know you feel Dallas is the better team, but the best team doesn't always win.
No, that's so true. But in this particular case, I think there's a dramatic difference in the defense of the Dallas Cowboys, and if they execute and play like they're supposed to play, well, I think they should win the football game.
I'll tell you, of the two, from what I've observed, Greg, Dallas thinks they're going to win more so than Buffalo thinks they're going to win.
All right, Jack and Hank, sit tight. We'll get right back. Let's find out what Jim Hunter looks at this game as.
For once, I won't be the only one picking one team. I agree with Jack Buck. I think this is Buffalo's day. I really like Steve Christie. I think he's good for 3 field goals today. I'm going to say Buffalo 23 and the Cowboys 17, and Marv Levy and Jim Kelly finally will get that Super Bowl ring.
All right, Jim, let's check back in with John Madden, who rejoins us. John, your thoughts?
Well, I think that in the championship game, the two best teams in football that week were the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys won that game, and I think that they were the best team in football. And I really don't agree with Hank that the best team doesn't always win. I think in the Super Bowl, the best team always does win. And I think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to win today.
All right, John, we'll check back with you at halftime. Enjoy the first half. I also think that the Dallas Cowboys, by virtue of their victory over the San Francisco 49ers, emerged from that game as the best team in football. And, of course, the best team doesn't always win, but I think that the Dallas Cowboys are the best team out there today, and all things being equal, the Dallas Cowboys should come out winners this afternoon. But stranger things have happened in professional football. We're getting set for the coin toss at the center of the field. The referee for this afternoon's Super Bowl is Dick Hantak. And the co-captains are making their way to the center of the field, and joining them, the honorary captain for this game is former Buffalo Bills running back, the great O.J. Simpson, and he will be a part of the proceedings down on the field. Let's listen in.
You'll be the visiting team today. Captain Reed, we're using a special commemorative coin. This will be heads. This will be tails. Will you make your choice when the coin is in the air? Would you move back a little bit? I'm sorry. OJ, will you toss the coin, please? Heads is the call. It is heads. Buffalo, you have won the choice. You will receive. Reverse your gold, please.
It is a 50-50 proposition whether the coin comes up heads or tails, but it is a fact in Super Bowl history that heads has come up more often than tails in the pregame coin toss. I'm Greg Gumbel, and that will do it for now, but I'll be back at halftime. We will hear more from John Madden. We'll have a conversation with new Denver Broncos head coach Wade Phillips, with Indianapolis Colts general manager Jim Irsay, and National Football League Commissioner Paul Tagliabue will join us as well. But right now, the Dallas Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills, Super Bowl XXVII on CBS Radio Sports. It is time to hand it over for their 13th Super Bowl broadcast to Jack Buck with Hank Stram.
Thank you, Greg Gumbel. And Hank Stram, don't you think there's more of an opportunity to make mistakes on offense here at the start of the game? I don't think Dallas minds playing the defense here at the outset.
No, I think going into a game like this, Jack, you know, I don't think if you win the toss that you want to play defense. But I think when you do lose the toss...
Operate right at the outset. Dick Hantak is the referee. This is the first time he has refereed a Super Bowl game. And he will give the signal for Elliott to approach the ball. There appear to be more rooters and supporters for the Cowboys than there are for the Buffalo Bills. And you'll hear that as we go along.
Lynn Elliott has 27 kickoffs this season, resulted in touchbacks. He's done a terrific job, Jack.
It's a good day for the kickers here in the Rose Bowl. No problems with the wind. Kicking with the wind. Elliott boots the ball, and it will be returned. Now it's not going to be returned. It is downed in the end zone by Brad Lamb. The wind caught that ball, and we saw, Hank, that there is going to be an effective wind here this afternoon.
Yeah, it could be a factor, especially as the afternoon goes on.
So Buffalo starts from their 20 with Jim Kelly, who completed 58% of his passes this year, 23 touchdowns, and 19 interceptions.
Due to a malfunction,
they have a malfunction of the 45-second clock here. And the referee, Dick Hantak, is announcing that to the crowd.
You know, the other thing, Jack, is I think they're going to start the game with 5 defensive backs. Talking about the Cowboys because of the 3 wide receivers that are probably going to start the game for the Buffalo Bills.
So we find Kenneth Gant joining Kevin Smith, James Washington, Thomas Everett, and Larry Brown in the defensive backfield for Dallas. And they have Tony Tolbert up front, Tony Casillas, Russell Maryland, and Charles Haley in the 4-man front. The running back is Thurman Thomas from their own 20. Thomas goes in motion. Kelly's going to pass. Short drop over the middle. It's caught, a big gain and a first down. Out to the 34-yard line. It was caught by Andre Reed over the middle. 14 yards and a first down, and that's typical of what we expect this afternoon. A wide-open approach on the part of both clubs. Now the hurry-up offense. And another snap of the ball for Jim Kelly. He gives to Thurman Thomas. Hit and gets only 2. There was great penetration by Ken Norton, the linebacker, blitzing on the play, ran right into the run.
You know, the other thing about the first play, Jack, the pass, Gant tried to bump the receiver at the line of scrimmage, missed the jam, and as a result, he was wide open on the play.
Second down and 8 for Buffalo. Here they go again. Pass play out in the flat. A good block. The play carries to the 40, out to the 43, short of a first down. And Larry Brown made the tackle on Thurman Thomas who caught that ball. And so it's a critical short yardage, third down play for Buffalo. Again, the hurry-up offense. The ball rested their 42-yard line. And it is third down and 2.5. Third down and 2 for Buffalo at their own 42. Thurman Thomas in motion. Kelly will throw. Short drop. He spins out of the pocket. He is going to be sacked. He gets away, but then he's dropped in the backfield, and Buffalo will have to punt the ball. Thomas Everett finally finished off Jim Kelly, who is not as elusive as a lot of quarterbacks in the league.
You know, he's carried the ball about 31 times this year, Jack, and averaged 1.9 per carry. So he's certainly not much of a scrambler at all. Is not going to make any yardage once he takes off and run. But what we just saw in the last play was a great demonstration of the kind of speed and quickness of the Dallas Cowboys on defense.
Here's Chris Moore punting the ball. Kelvin Martin waits for it at the 15, catches it, runs left, hit from behind, knocked down at the 15-yard line, and the Dallas Cowboys will go from there. Buffalo did a good job of stopping a great punt return man, Kelvin Martin. A 45-yard punt, a 1-yard return. Dallas gets the ball for the first time at their own 15. Chris Hale was the tackler. No score, first quarter. You're listening to Super Bowl 27 from CBS Radio Sports.
I'm John Rooney with today's Car Care Quiz, brought to you by Slick 50. When does most engine wear occur? The answer in a moment.
Welcome to race day, everyone, and now here's the man you've all been waiting for.
Gentlemen,
no, I can't say it.
You can't say what?
Start your engines. I can't say, gentlemen, start your engines.
It's just one line.
Oh, yeah, you don't know much about engines, do you?
Well,
when you start a cold engine, all the oil's in the pan.
Yeah, but...
So all those bare metal parts grind together.
But this is a race.
This isn't a race. It's a demolition derby.
What?
You'll be responsible for 33 wrecked engines. I'm going to go for a hot dog.
Wait, come back!
70 to 80% of engine wear occurs when you start your car, when most of the oil's in the pan, not in the engine. But independent lab tests have shown that Slick 50's 1-quart, one-time formula protects for more than 50,000 miles, like no oil or additive can. Slick 50.
All right, gentlemen, you want to start your engines? Go ahead and start your engines.
Oh, that's better.
While you're at it, why don't you put a stick of dynamite up the tailpipe?
Give me that.
Slick 50, the engine wear protector, because starting your engine is a terrible thing to do.
Slick 50 engine formula is available at all Better Automotive sales and service centers.
Up to 95% of engine wear occurs when you first start your car. That's because most of the motor oil is not in the engine but down in the oil pan. And the problem gets worse in cold weather when it takes more time for the oil to circulate throughout the engine. Consider using long-lasting solid lubricants for extra protection at startup. You reduce engine wear and keep your car on the road longer. The Car Care Quiz brought to you by Slick 50.
My first name is Riddick. My last name is Bowl. I'm heavyweight champion, in case you didn't know.
There's never been a champion like him.
I've been compared to the greatest Ali. I hit like a truck. He just stung like a bee.
See Riddick Bowe in his first title defense against Michael Dokes.
Michael Dokes is so ugly. Honest to goodness, he hurts my feelings.
Saturday, February 6th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, live on HBO.
Riddick Bowe was on HBO. That rhymes. I like that.
Boxing on HBO.
Yes, you wait.
Dallas from their 15, first down. Emmitt Smith, the tailback. Johnston, the fullback, in motion. Pass play, Aikman. Swings it out to Emmitt Smith in the flat. He is knocked down. No gain. A strong tackle by Marcus Patton, the strong side linebacker. What a good defensive play.
It really was, and it was a very good hitting position. He was down there, good and low, knees bent, and made a direct hit on Smith. And he's very, very difficult to tackle in the open field.
So it's second down and 10 for the Cowboys. The center is Mark Stepnoski. He is a Pro Bowler. He brings the ball club out. It's still Johnston and Emmitt Smith in the backfield. Urban comes to the left. Wide receiver Harper to the right. Johnston in motion. Here's Aikman to the running back. Smith hit at the line of scrimmage, and he gained only 1 yard. Out to the 16 as he tried to slide to the left. Darrell Talley, the linebacker, the tackler.
Well, if he's going to run adequately, I think, initially in this game, he'll get better and better with the carries, because right off the bat, it's tough to run against a defense like Buffalo because they're all excited. They're emotionally involved in this game, and the toughest thing to do early in the game is to run the football.
It is 3rd down and 9. 6 defensive backs for Buffalo, including Darby and Jackson. Under center is Aikman, 3rd and 9 from his own 16. Motion by Novacek, the tight end. Back to throw is Aikman. He steps up and throws, and he overthrows his man. You talk about being pumped up and excited, Hank. That's what happened on that Aikman pass, incomplete. And now it's going to be Dallas punting. 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
We're talking about your life every day on News Talk 590, KLBJ AM, Austin.
Mike Saxon is punting. Clifford Hicks back inside his 40 for Buffalo.
You know, Saxon is a very fine punter, but lately he's been kicking the ball too low, and there's always a good chance of a good return the way he's punting the ball now.
They're coming after him. They run into him. And here's a shanked punt, partially blocked, and Buffalo's going to get the ball deep into Dallas territory. Somebody got a part of that ball. It might have been Steve Tasker, the great special teams player of Buffalo.
Well, there again, Jack, as I mentioned earlier, see, he's kicking the ball very low. Obviously, the Buffalo Bills thought that probably because he does get the ball off so low, they'd have a pretty good chance to block it. They put pressure on him, and now they're in a great position to get some points. And the important thing now is the fact that they have good field position. They have to make something happen on this drive and get points.
They're at the 16 of Dallas. That's the first block of a Saxon punt since 1989. 1st and 10 Buffalo. Shotgun formation. Kelly in the shotgun. Yes, Thurman Thomas in the backfield with him. He hands it off to him, and he runs left behind Metzelars. He's down to the 10. He is inside the 10 and very close to a first down before Ken Norton tackled him.
You know, we talked about this before the game some, Jack. You know, if they're going to run, they're going to run at Haley. Haley is a very fine pass rusher, but usually when you get a good pass rusher, the thing you want to do against him is not throw the ball, but to make sure that you run the ball at him, and they did a good job.
2nd and 2 from the 7-yard line. Here's Thomas straight ahead. He is tackled, and he lost a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Great penetration on the part of the Dallas Cowboys. And Kenneth Gant with the defensive back came up and forced it along with Russell Maryland and brings about a 3rd down, 3rd and 4 play at the 10-yard line as he lost 2. Kelly takes the snap. He's going to pass. He looks, he runs, he hits, he fumbles. And Buffalo had it. Then they lost it. Who has it? Scramble for it at the 20. Buffalo got the ball. They got it back after a Kelly fumble. But it's 4th down, and they'll have to try a field goal.
Well, they got to feel good. Yeah, they got to feel good about the fact that they limited to the opportunity to get a field goal. Now they got to make it, but they got to feel happy about that.
They were lucky to get the ball back. Haley came around from the back, and he caused the fumble on the part of Kelly. And there they have a flag, and they have a penalty.
5 yards, first down.
Automatic first down because of the penalty, and it's going to be 1st and goal for Buffalo. Holding against the Dallas Cowboys. The hold was against the defensive back, number 24, Larry Brown.
He very obviously was holding on the play.
Now the line of scrimmage is the Dallas 5. 1st and goal for Buffalo. They get 2 breaks here in the early going.
Good time.
2 tight ends.
Good time to throw the ball. Oh, they're going to run a counter.
Thomas in the middle, spinning down to the 3. To the 3-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal. Robert Jones, the rookie middle linebacker, made the tackle. And it's 2nd and goal for the Buffalo Bills, and they certainly want a touchdown. They don't want to settle for 3 here, Hank.
No, they don't. You want to get 7. You got to take advantage of field position. You're happy when you get it, but it doesn't mean anything at all if you don't get the 7 points.
Gardner's in the backfield along with Thurman Thomas. Here's the delay to Thomas running right. Touchdown, Buffalo! Buffalo scores first. A holding call after a blocked punt and a touchdown and a 6-0 lead for the underdog Buffalo Bills.
Well, that's the important thing is that's what the good teams do, Jack. They take advantage of field opportunities, good field position. position. They do a good job of blocking. Of course, Thomas gets hit about the 1-yard line, but drives right into the end zone for the touchdown.
4 plays, 16 yards after blocking the punt. 1 minute and 40 seconds. Here's Christie with the extra point try. He missed one during the entire season. Reich puts it down. The kick is good. And the Buffalo Bills, with 10 minutes left in the quarter, lead it 7-0. And you're listening to Super Bowl 27 from CBS Radio Sports.
Okay, it's Super Sunday. You got the game on it. You were thinking, what could be better than ordering up a hot, fresh Domino's pizza, right?
It's really something.
I'll tell you what, a Domino's pizza plus something for nothing.
Something for nothing. It's really something.
At Domino's, there's always something for nada for free. Call now for Domino's Super Bowl deal. Delivered free in 30 minutes, guaranteed. You pay for the pie, Domino's gives you
something for nothing when you call Domino's.
Offer may vary, valid at participating stores only. Check stores for details.
Buffalo blocked a punt. Then they were ready to kick the field goal. But there was a flag to be dealt with. Holding, first and goal, and Buffalo leads 7-0. Back in a moment.
Dad, as you know, Sam Smucker's at Affordable Portables has all kinds of portable buildings.
Sure do, Paul. Buildings for storing your summer stuff during the winter.
Yeah, and portable garages to keep the old buggy out of the rain and hail.
Yeah, and they're attractive, too.
You know, affordable portable structures are just so practical and so affordable. I think they're just great.
Yes, they are. Pablo, why do you bring this subject up?
Well, you know that portable garage I'll keep the old pickup in?
Just give the telephone number, Pablo.
251-5757. I just wanted to borrow
251-5757.
I'm going home, and when I want to go home, I'm going mobile.
Hi, this is Bill Sheldon. You know, before I got my cellular phone, I was really intimidated. But the people at GT MobileNet really made a difference. They helped me buy the right cellular phone to suit my needs, like enough power to call Ed from the stadium. And they gave him the right phone to receive my call from the golf course. The service is second to none. Call GT MobileNet at 458-2121 and find out what service really is. This quality cellular system is supplied by Motorola.
KLBJ AM Austin.
Folks, call right now for the Domino's Pizza Super Bowl special. And in 30 minutes or less, guaranteed, Domino's will deliver a hot, fresh pizza plus something for nothing. Now that's really something. Here's a kickoff from our left to our right by Steve Christie, and we probably, because of the wind, will have a return by either Kelvin Martin or Kenneth Gant.
And this is a very important play for both teams. The coverage has to be very, very good, but Dallas has to get good field position on this return.
Here's the boot by Christie. Kelvin Martin goes to it, takes it on the 6. He's to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. He's to the 25, and he is down short of the 30-yard line. He was trying to find a spot to turn on the afterburners. A 22-yard return. And a tackle by Mark Pyle for the Buffalo Bills.
Tackle by number 94, Mark Pike.
It was Pike who made the tackle. The touchdown earlier was by Thurman Thomas. And Thurman, for your touchdown run, Cannon salutes you. Cannon, makers of the Cannon bubble jet printers. The Dallas Cowboys are at their 28. They had to punt the first time they had the ball. They have it now for the second time. And they line up in the I formation with Emmitt Smith, the tailback, behind Darrell Johnston. Tight end on the left side. Here is a delay to Smith. He slips. He's tackled, and he lost a yard. Hank, I thought the footing was very good down there, but I saw a couple of people in the pregame warm-up slip, and Emmitt Smith had his foot go out from under.
You know, I talked to George Toma before the game, and he said, you know, right about 3, 4 o'clock, the temperature changes. It's about 10 degrees colder down here, and as a result, the field starts to get a lot of moisture, and the longer the game goes, the worse the field is going to be.
Second and 11 for Aikman from his own 28. 4-man front for Buffalo. Back to throw is Troy Aikman. Over the middle, he pops it, and it's caught by Novacek. He is wrestled down at about the 37, and it's going to be third and short for the Dallas Cowboys as Novacek got loose over the middle, and Patton tackled him along with Phil Hansen.
You know, the great thing about this Dallas team, for a young team, they've been very, very confident, executed very well, never panicked. They're showing a lot of poise on this particular drive. This can be a very important drive for them to see how they respond to getting behind early in this game by a score of 7-0.
It's 3rd and 1 from their own 37. They'll try to get their first down here. 2 tight ends with Derek Tennell and Jay Novacek. I formation with Emmitt Smith. Novacek goes in motion. Aikman gives to Smith, and he plunges forward and apparently has the first down out to the 39. First down, Dallas at their own 39. First down of the day for the Cowboys, and we have 8:10 left in the first quarter, and Buffalo's leading here 7-0.
Good takeoff on the part of the John Giesick and also Eric Williams on the right side, along with Mark Stepnowski, the center, all of whom did a good job of getting a little push. Enough room for Emmitt Smith to make the first down.
It's Stepnowski, Newton, Giesick, 2-A, and Williams up front for the Dallas Cowboys, and Novacek, the tight end. Motion by Harper, the wide receiver. Aikman back to throw. He hands off on a draw play. Emmitt Smith breaks it. He gets a first down past midfield, but there's a flag down. A flag was thrown, and Emmitt Smith really blew off the ball for a big gain of 13 yards. And who is the penalty against? It's a procedure call against Dallas. That'll make it 1st and 15.
That's one thing that Dallas has not done too much of prior to this game, and that is to get a lot of penalties.
Formation, offense. Number 71 was not covered. It will be a 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
Now they move the ball back to the 34-yard line, 1st and 15.
You know, they came into the game, Dallas did, with 91 penalties for the season. On the other hand, Bills have come into the game with 103 penalties.
Buffalo has the ball back at the 34. Dallas in possession. 2 penalties against the Cowboys thus far. In the 2 previous playoff games, only 9 penalties total. Here's Aikman with a pass play. Sets up. He is rushed. He throws. It's caught at the 40, and a tackle made out at the 43-yard line. As it was Darrell Johnston out of the backfield, very capable of catching the ball and running very well, came out to the 43.
I tell you, Smith did a good job of making the block, and there was a blitz on. He was able to pick it up and provided it happened right up the middle. Just gave Troy Aikman enough room to hit Johnston across the middle, and he did a good job of picking up yardage on the play, but Smith made it possible.
It's second from the Dallas 43. Split backfield. Aikman under center on 2nd down. And he's back to throw again. He is rushed. He gets away from the tackle and throws incomplete. He tried to get it to Novacek after avoiding a tackle and a sack. Cornelius Bennett was in on the blitz, and Conlon coming along with him.
Yeah, the thing you have to be aware of all the time when you play Buffalo, you have to make sure you know where Bennett is. You have to know where Smith is, and you got to make sure you block those 2 people all the time.
We have 6:36 left in the first quarter. Buffalo leading 7-0. Dallas has the ball at their own 43, and it is 3rd down and 6, and Aikman is likely to throw. He's under center. He has Emmitt Smith in the backfield. He's back to throw. The blitz is on. He throws in a hurry, and it's incomplete. He tried to get it to Kelvin Martin. Darryl Talley was putting on the pressure, and he threw the ball right at the umpire, and Dallas will have to punt.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure he didn't get a sack, and talking to Walt Corey before the game, who has done such a great job of putting together this defense, said they're going to try to change up as much as they possibly can during the course of this game, and I think so far they've destroyed some of the tendencies that they established coming into the game with regard to their blitzes.
Here's another punt by Mike Saxon. His first one was blocked. Back to get it, Clifford Hicks inside his 15. No pressure this time, and a booming punt, and Hicks lets it go, and it's into the end zone. Touchback. It'll come out to the 20, and Buffalo will have the ball. That was a 57-yard punt, but it comes out to the 20-yard line. 6:21 left in the first quarter. The Bills lead 7-0, and they have the ball. You're listening to Super Bowl 27 from CBS Radio Sports.
Courtyard by Marriott asks business travelers how long their work week is. 40 hours? Try 80 or more. So the last thing they want is to work weekends, and that's something you can take advantage of. Courtyard has weekend rates of $39 to $49 Thursday through Sunday at participating locations through April 11th. Rooms are limited. Restrictions apply. So take advantage of the fact that business travelers hate to work weekends. Call your travel agent or 800-321-2211. Reserve 3 days in advance. Courtyard, the hotel designed by business travelers.
102,000 fans on hand. Buffalo leading 7-0. Back in a moment.
In almost 18 months after the bank had failed and Resolution Trust took over it, and then it was bought out by another bank from out of state, no one ever came by. No one ever expressed an interest in my business, and they didn't express an interest in Austin.
Like many, Dane Higdon, the Texas clothier, experienced a bank failure. Dane now banks with First State.
We all live here.
Joe Long, Chairman, First State Bank.
The people that own our bank know Austin. They believe in the local economy.
Local, strong, independent. First State Bank, Austin.
The voice of the Longhorns, KLBJ AM, teams with ESPN Radio on weekends to give you the best sports coverage in Austin. Hi, this is Chuck Wilson, ESPN Sports. Join me and the ESPN crew for entertaining interviews, lively discussions, and the most current scores. We're on each Saturday and Sunday starting at 5 p.m. and Sunday morning from 7 to 9. For the best in sports coverage, stay with the leaders. ESPN Radio and News Talk 590 KLBJ AM.
KLBJ AM Austin.
It's the first time in 3 Super Bowl games that Buffalo has scored first, and they lead 7-0 here in the first quarter. They start from their 20, and they'll start with 3 wide receivers. James Lofton, Andre Reed, and Don Beebe. Repeat, Metzelar is the tight end.
You know, the way Gant played as the 5th defensive back against the slot guy in the first part of the game, he didn't do a very good job, but they could be trouble at that position.
Here's Thurman Thomas hauled down from behind, and he lost a yard on the play. Russell Maryland came blowing through the hole, and before Thomas could get started, he tackled him in the backfield, and he lost 1.
Maryland is not overly large, but he's very, very quick and very fast.
Here's the hurry-up offense, and it's 2nd down and 11. Mitch Parrott is the center. Here's the running play, and that one is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Tony Casillas came up with the tackle on that play. And Thurman Thomas decked again, and it's going to be 3rd and 11.
Dallas is very quick, and it's very fast, and it's hard to maintain a block. You go after them, you try to block them, you make contact, but the next thing you know, they're gone.
Kelly needs 11 yards. He's in the shotgun. Dallas may have been offside. Here's a whistle-stopping play as flags fly, and someone is going to be penalized 5 yards. Clock stopped with 5:27 left in the first quarter. There were a couple of penalties early against the Dallas Cowboys.
Ball start. Offense number 8, simulating the start of a play. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 16 after the penalty. 3rd and 16. This is when you get in trouble, Hank, deep in your own territory.
Yeah, one thing they can bet on the fact that it would be a zone. They might even throw a screen pass here, Jack. Let's see what they do.
Kelly back to throw. He throws long to the sideline, and he threw behind his man. Incomplete. He tried to get it to Lofton. Nothing doing, and Dallas should get very, very good. Now we have roughing the passer against Dallas. They have messed up again. Roughing the passer, and a 1st down for the Buffalo Bills.
It looked like it might be Lett.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 78. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
It was Leon Lett, number 78. Hank called it. And a 1st down for Buffalo, and the penalties are killing the Cowboys.
Oh, that's murder. Murder in a big game like this to have them in this position and automatically let them get a 1st down. Well, they're earning the right to get the 1st down.
The ball comes out to the Buffalo 29. The play was clearly over. The pass had been thrown, and here came Lett, and he really bounced Kelly to the turf. Now it's a 1st down. Play action and the pass, and it is caught at midfield. A big gain to Andre Reed. A great throw. What a terrific throw by Kelly to the 50-yard line.
It was a perfect throw, Jack. Right in stride, out in front. There's no way in the world. And he had good separation from the defensive back that time. Broke to the outside. The separation was good. And the ball was thrown without having him miss stride at all on the play.
The ball is right at the 50. Thurman Thomas stays in the backfield.
And Washington was covering on the play.
Here is Kelly. Rush throws. Intercepted. Here come the Cowboys back the other way in midfield. James Washington walked into that. And that's not the first time Kelly's ever done that, Hank. He was under pressure, and he coughed it up.
He does that an awful lot. That's the one thing about the stock market personality of being up and down. You never know what he's going to do. And there's a great illustration of that badly thrown ball. To a right to Washington.
For all of the experience he has, he panics a little bit more than you would expect.
Well, there was a blitz on the play.
By
Gant, and I think he saw him out the corner of his eye.
The ball was fumbled forward and out of bounds. We have returned the ball to the spot where the player fumbled the ball. First down, Dallas.
But in all fairness to Kelly, Metzelar, who he was trying to hit, fell down on the play.
And the Cowboys, trailing 7-0, get the ball in Buffalo territory despite the mistakes that they have made in this first quarter. 4:48 remaining in the period, 7-0 in favor of Buffalo, and a first down call for Aikman. They're in the I formation with Emmitt Smith. Motion by Novacek, the tight end. Aikman takes the snap, gives to Smith up the middle. He is knocked down for a loss of a yard on the play. Jeff Wright tackled him, and Buffalo is playing those middle linebackers in very tight, Hank.
Yeah, they're moving them up there tight because they don't want to. We're talking to Corey before the game. He said they're going to move them up a little bit because if you keep back there, it creates a natural hole. They moved them up there to kind of squeeze that hole and make it a little shorter, and they've done a good job of that so far. They love to run the draw play, and they tried that time, and it wasn't successful.
4 rushes for Emmitt Smith for a total of 2 yards. And it's 2nd and 11 for Dallas at the 48 of Buffalo. Aikman back to throw. No pressure, swings it out to Smith. At midfield, he is chased out of bounds, and he lost a couple of yards. And Marv Kispat was on top of him. Call right now for the Domino's Pizza Super Bowl special. In 30 minutes or less, guaranteed, Domino's will deliver a hot, fresh pizza plus something for nothing. Now that's really something. We have 3:58 remaining in the first quarter and clock running. On that swing pass, a loss of 5 back to the Dallas 47.
They're doubling the outside receivers, which means you've got to throw the ball to the halfback or to the tight end.
It is 3rd down and 16. Aikman is under center. 6 defensive backs for Buffalo. No pressure, and Aikman airs it out long down the middle. Caught for a big first down inside the 35 by Irvin. He got in the middle. He was wide open, and Aikman really pumped the ball.
That's where you have to throw the ball when they're in a double situation with twin safeties. The vulnerable area is in the middle. Irvin went into the middle area and made the catch. The ball was thrown perfectly. He makes a kind of a jumping catch and a big play for the Dallas Cowboys.
They have marked the ball at the Buffalo 33. That was a 20-yard pickup on 3rd and 16. And now Dallas is on the move, you could say. They trail 7-0 here in the first quarter with 3 minutes left in the period. Back to throw Aikman, first down pass. He looks, he starts to run. He turns the corner, gets a few yards, and he's out of bounds. And he gained 2 to the 31, chased out by Patton. Aikman is not the best runner in the league, Hank.
No, he's got very deceptive speed, Jack. He's a lot slower than he looks.
He is a big man, the quarterback for the Cowboys, 6'4", 222. He ran it down to the Buffalo 31, and it's 2nd and 8.
But you know what he's got? He's got a good feel for pressure. He can move around in a restricted area in the pocket and still get the ball off. That time he decided to jump outside, but he's never going to hurt you running the football.
And he is 5 out of 8 in the passing department. 2nd down and 8 is the call from the 31 of Buffalo. split backs. And a draw play to Emmitt Smith. It opens a little bit. He drives inside the 25. He has a first down to the 22 on the draw play. Emmitt Smith.
And I asked him yesterday, Jack, how many times he feels he has to carry the ball to get in the flow and rhythm of the game. He said 12 to 15 times, and that's why those great backs start off slowly sometimes, but they get better and better and better as the game progresses.
They're going to measure and see if he did make a first down. It appeared that he did. And we check now with the measurement. And Dick Hantak, the referee, tells us that it is. That was a second down play. And it's a first down for the Dallas Cowboys at the 23-yard line of Buffalo. Throughout the NFL postseason, the CNA insurance companies have been contributing to the American Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund here at the Super Bowl with a donation of $2,000 for every touchdown scored. CNA's contribution will help the victims of Hurricane Andrew and other disasters. We've had a touchdown and a donation of $2,000 so far. CNA, for all the commitments you make. Derek Gainer is in the backfield for the Cowboys along with Emmitt Smith. First down at the 23 of Buffalo. Back to throw is Aikman on first down. He throws inside the 5. Touchdown to Novacek. Touchdown to Novacek, the tight end. 23 yards, and with the extra point, we'll have a tie game.
There's a great illustration of, Jack, when they're trying to double those outside people, you've got to throw the ball to the tight end or to a back. They got Novacek open that time, and he came into the game. He caught like 84 games coming into this game for the regular season. He's done a terrific job.
Novacek for 23 yards, and everybody in the Dallas camp brags about the accuracy of Aikman's throws, and he was on target there. Furline will hold, and Halistray will snap the ball. Lynn Elliott will try to tie it. They get the ball down. The kick is up, and it is good, and a flag goes down. So let's wait a minute. The extra point was good, but a flag was down and a penalty against the Cowboys, and they'll have to kick it again. 1:36 left in the first quarter, so the Dallas Cowboys have turned an interception into a touchdown as Buffalo turned a block punt into a touchdown.
The only thing, that you have to be impressed with Dallas, they came back after the touchdown with a lot of poise. I was anxious to see how they would react.
Number 34, 10-yard penalty, retry the extra point.
So now the extra point try will have to travel 30 yards.
Watching the bench, watching Jimmy Johnson, watching everybody, they just came out back on the field, so business as usual. Took the ball right down the field, scored a touchdown. That's a very, very big plus mentally for the Dallas Cowboys.
Let's see if Elliott can boot this extra point from 20 yards away, actually 30. The ball will be put down at the 20. There's the kick, and it is good. So it is 7-7 with 1:36 left in the first quarter. 7-7, Buffalo and Dallas. You're listening to Super Bowl 27 from CBS Radio Sports.
Last year, Tom's company suffered from rising disability costs.
My employees are like family, so when they become disabled, I worry about them getting the right care. I also worry about the cost to my business. Disability costs are soaring, so my insurance premiums go up. When I have to train replacements, productivity goes down.
Tom didn't know then that there was something he could do to manage his disability costs until the CNA insurance companies helped him minimize the chance that short-term disabilities would become long-term. Tom tells what happened.
My broker recommended CNA, and let me tell you, CNA gave me a lot more than just a policy. They have a medical staff and a network of rehabilitation professionals who help my employees get the proper care and counseling right away and get back to work sooner. I always thought CNA offered insurance policies. I never thought they'd work so hard to save my company money.
Ask your independent agent or broker about the CNA insurance companies and how CNA can work harder for you. CNA, for all the commitments you make.
My first name is Riddick. My last name is Bowl. I'm heavyweight champion, in case you didn't know.
There's never been a champion like him.
I've been compared to the greatest Ali. I hit like a truck. He just stung like a bee.
See Riddick Bowe in his first title defense against Michael Dokes.
Michael Dokes is so ugly. Honest to goodness, he hurts my feelings.
Saturday, February 6th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, live on HBO.
Riddick Bowe was on HBO. That rounds, I like that.
Boxing on HBO.
Yes, you wait.
10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS radio network.
Man does not live by music alone. Stay with News Talk 590, KLBJ AM, Austin.
Brad Lamb is deep along with Kenneth Davis, and Lynn Elliott will kick off from our right to our left with 1:36 remaining in this first quarter. The score 7-7. The Bills scored first. They blocked the punt, took advantage of a penalty, scored a touchdown. Then after a pass interception, the Dallas Cowboys moved down the field and tied it up. Here is the boot by Elliott. And it is going to be returned by Brad Lamb from the 4. He's to the 10, running left to the 15, 20. Hurdles out to the 24-yard line. And Jim Kelly will start from there. Jay Novacek for your touchdown reception. Cannon salutes you. Cannon, makers of the Cannon bubble jet printers. We have a flag down on the kickoff and on the kickoff return. And Buffalo, instead of starting at the 24, is going to be penalized. And penalties are playing a big part of this game early.
Illegal block. Number 55 during the return. 10-yard penalty. First down.
There was a penalty against the Buffalo Bills. And they moved the ball all the way back to the 10. It was by Mark Maddox, the linebacker.
You know, Kelly has to be very careful what he does down here, too, Jack. He has a prerogative of doing anything he wants to. He changes the play and all those things at the line of scrimmage. And a lot of times he's a lot more aggressive than he should be, and it will make a bad mistake.
Here's a first down pass, and he is smothered, and he fumbles, and it's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. Kelly was in the end zone, and he was hit. And Jimmy Jones recovered it for a score. Dallas gets an easy touchdown as Charles Haley put the hit on Jim Kelly. 2 touchdowns in a blink.
You know, I mention that, Jack, because Kelly can change to any play. He's got the whole offensive personality in his mind. He can do whatever he wants to. He doesn't get plays from the sideline. It's his calls. And sometimes he tries to be a little bit too aggressive, especially with regard to field position. And there was a great demonstration on the last play.
The line of scrimmage was the 10. The penalty had put them back there. Then he faded to the 1. You would think he would use a short drop and a quick pass in a spot like that, but he held the ball for a long time. Here's the extra point try by Elliott out of the hold of Berline. Just like that, it is 14-7 in favor of the Dallas Cowboys with 1:21 remaining in the first quarter. 14-7 Dallas. This is Super Bowl 27 from CBS Radio Sports.
Save anywhere, call anywhere.
Noise. When it comes to long-distance claims, there's a lot of it out there.
Drastic savings.
Well, AT&T would like to make something clear. Place for place, anywhere outside the U.S., the difference between AT&T and other major long-distance companies is no more than a penny. So now that price isn't the main issue, what should you pay attention to? Remember service? Quality? Listen to the whole story. AT&T. Per minute comparison of direct dial basic rate schedules.
Hi, it's me. Your mouth? Yes, your mouth. You know, with all this dental work you've got, I'm glad you chew Freedent gum, because it doesn't stick to most dental work. But maybe you don't know about new Winter Fresh Freedent. See, when you chew Winter Fresh Freedent, it cools your mouth. That's me. So it freshens your breath, which everyone appreciates. So do your mouth a favor, okay? Try new Winter Fresh Freedent.
Winter Fresh Freedent. When your mouth feels cooler, your breath feels fresher.
And your mouth ought to know.
Well, Dallas is kicking off again. That last play, folks, was an interception. The ball never touched the ground. And a 2-yard return by Jimmy Jones. Here is the kickoff, a line drive kick. It heads for Lamb. He takes it on the 3, returns to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35-yard line, and out near the 40. He fumbles the ball. And Buffalo gets it back. Imagine that. They almost gave it away again at their 40-yard line. This is a wild first quarter. Kenneth Gann made a booming tackle on Brad Lamb, and the Buffalo Bills will have the ball at their own 42-yard line.
Very bad coverage on the part of the Dallas Cowboys on that kickoff return. They pinned them over to the right side, to the defensive right side, and in spite of that, they had the people there. They got out of their lanes a little bit, and as a result, they got a big return on the play.
Jimmy Jones for your touchdown on the interception return. Cannon salutes you. Cannon, makers of the Cannon Bubble Jet printers. First down at their 42. Kenneth Davis is in the backfield rather than Thurman Thomas for Buffalo. Here's a give to Davis running left. He is knocked down at the 49, and he picked up a quick 7. Now we have 1 minute left in the first quarter. Davis was spilled at the Buffalo 49 by Ken Norton and Kenneth Gann. Actually, they marked the ball down at the Buffalo 48, and it's 2nd and 3. Davis again up the middle in a first down run down to the Dallas 44. And that might be the final play of the first quarter. Davis to the Dallas 44. That Davis is no slouch, Hank.
No, he really isn't. And, he comes into the game with 613 yards, an average of 4.4 and 6 touchdowns. So that's a very, very good 1-2 combination with Thurman Thomas and Davis.
Buffalo is going to let the clock run down and mark the end of the first quarter with the Dallas Cowboys leading by the score of 14-7. We've had some action here in the first quarter of the Super Bowl game from Pasadena. That's the end of the first period on our CBS Radio Sports broadcast. The score, Dallas 14, Buffalo Bills 7. And let's pause for this word.
Morning, counselors.
Morning.
I don't know about you guys, but I've got a full day in court. Wow, Larry, looks like you bought yourself a new trooper this weekend.
Well, actually, I leased it.
Oh?
Yeah, contract's in the glove compartment. Check it out. If you're not the kind of person to appreciate all the finer points of the trooper lease.
Buffalo Bills 10. That's the end of the first half on our CBS Radio Sports broadcast. 28-10 Cowboys. Let's pause for this word.
Welcome.
High formation, Novacek in motion. Aikman to throw. Needs 3 yards, and he throws to the sideline. It's caught for a first down. Into the 35-yard line goes Irvin. He's at it again. He's down to the 30, to the 29, and a first down for Dallas. And Buffalo can't stop the Cowboys.
That time Williams almost back in a tunnel that time. He was back there so deep. They threw in front of him for another big gain. See, he made a move, and he overran the play. It was man-for-man coverage, and Irvin cuts back into the middle for some more big yardage on the play.
That was a big third-down play, and Buffalo couldn't stop him. Now it's a first down at the Buffalo 30. High formation again, balanced line, 2 tight end offense for the Cowboys. And in the running formation, Smith right up the middle. He is inside the 25. He's down near the 22, and Buffalo is being pushed all the way back to Lake Erie.
We talked about this earlier, Jack. Smith, we haven't had occasion to mention his name once so far in this game.
Talking about Bruce Smith.
Right.
The ball just went to the Buffalo 22. A 7-yard pickup by Emmitt Smith, who soon will be flirting with 100 rushing yards. It's 2nd down and 3 for the Cowboys. And a 2 tight end offense, a running formation, I formation. Johnston in motion. Here's a give to Emmitt Smith. He is to the 20-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd down and short. He got 2. He ran into Jeff Wright, the nose guard.
A gain of 2. Tackle number 91, Jeff Wright.
And the line of scrimmage is the Buffalo 20, and the Dallas Cowboys have kept the ball here. Dallas kicked it off, and then they got the ball. Buffalo kicked it off, and Dallas has kept the ball for 4.5 minutes here at the start of the third quarter. This is the 8th play of the drive coming up. They're going to measure to see if at the 20-yard line it is a first down. It appeared to be inches short, in which case it would be 3rd and 1. It is A first down at the Buffalo 20. And as long as Dallas doesn't make mistakes, Hank, and we see Jim Kelly along the sideline in his street clothes, definitely out, and he had a poor first part of this Super Bowl game here in Pasadena. First down, Dallas. To the right goes Michael Irvin. He's caught 2 touchdown passes. Tight formation otherwise. Novacek in motion. Here's a fake to Emmitt Smith. Play action. Aikman rolling right. Throws on the run. Coming back to catch the ball. It's incomplete. Irvin, and did he catch it? Irvin did catch the ball at the 7. And there's a flag down on the field. Aikman, even on the dead run, threw with tremendous accuracy. Irvin caught the ball at the 7. And a penalty flag has been thrown.
I think it's against Buffalo, and I'll, of course, decline that penalty.
And it'll be first and goal. How about Irvin? Is he making a name for himself again here this afternoon?
Yes, he is. But the key guy really so far has been Irvin. I mean, Troy Aikman along with him, Jack. Hasn't he been sensational?
He certainly has.
Defense, the penalty is declined. It was a completed pass. We have a first down.
It's first and goal. Now Dallas has kept the ball for almost 5 minutes. They already lead 28-10. And we have 10:08 remaining in the third quarter. This might be a long second half for the Buffalo Bills. Irvin has caught 6, 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. First and goal from the 7. And this is where Emmitt Smith finds that end zone. He had 18 rushing touchdowns during the year. Gainer's in the backfield with him. Here's a give to Gainer. Gainer has hit at the line of scrimmage and driven back. Derek Gainer, tackled by Cornelius Bennett, no gain.
And you know the thing about the offensive line of the Dallas Cowboys, they don't really go after you and attack you. They kind of wait for you to take a couple of steps and then take you the way you want to go to create running room sideways for Emmitt Smith. And they do a fantastic job of that. We mentioned their names earlier. We'll mention them again. Tuanay, Newton, Stepnowski, Giesick, and Williams.
And now Smith is back in there. Aikman has completed his last 7 passes. It's second and goal from the Buffalo 7. Irvin comes in motion. Here back to throw is Aikman. He throws to the 5. It's caught by Novacek. Knocked down at the 2-yard line. Novacek caught it and went to the 2. Strong tackle by Nate Odoms on the corner.
Novacek certainly does not have great speed, but he has terrific instincts and knows where to go. And he seizes the opportunity to hit the open area. And then he runs well once he makes the reception.
Now Novacek has caught 6 passes, 62 yards, and he has a touchdown. It's third and goal for the Cowboys from the Buffalo 2. With Emmitt Smith, the tailback. Aikman under center. Irvin in motion. Aikman back to throw. He throws into the end zone. Incomplete. He threw it away. Incomplete.
I can't understand that play. Third and 2. They got 2 downs and makes to run the ball and get the touchdown. They throw it on 3rd and 2.
Well, they don't have a good runner.
Huh? That's a ridiculous call there, Jack. It doesn't make any sense. They're on the 2-yard line. They got a great back like Smith, and they throw the ball and got to just run it in there. And if they can't get 2 yards, why, they're in trouble.
Here the field goal try of 20 yards by Lynn Elliott to go with the 4 touchdowns and add to the 28-10 lead of the Dallas Cowboys. There's the snap, and there's the boot, and the kick is up, and it is good. Lynn Elliott kicks a field goal, and the Cowboys lead 31-10. You're listening to Super Bowl 27 from CBS Radio Sports.
Ever since I started showing the Canon Bubblejet 200 printer on the radio, it appears that sales are going out of sight. No pun intended, of course. But why this sales phenomenon, and why now? Well, the people at Canon would like to believe it's marketing genius. But from my point of view, they've overlooked the obvious fact that millions have seen the Bubblejet with their own eyes here on the radio. They've been able to see for themselves why its print quality has been compared to that of a more costly laser printer, and why the BubbleJet 200 has been reported to be not just quieter, but up to 44% faster than any printer in its class. Now, I'm told that there are still a lot of you who have yet to see the Canon BubbleJet in action, either here or in person. Well, you can always visit your nearest Canon dealer and ask to see the printer millions have seen on the radio. Indeed, you should never buy something sight unseen in this world, including a Canon BubbleJet 200.
Hi, Martin Mull here for Red Roof Inns with Fred Willard. Fred, what's this construction crew doing?
They're lowering the roof.
With bulldozers?
Gee, Martin, hand tools will take forever.
No, Fred. When Red Roof Inns said they were lowering the roof, they meant they were lowering prices.
Lowering prices?
Yes, it's their special lower the roof price.
Well, gee, Martin, if these guys aren't really going to lower the roof, maybe they should raise the floor.
Forget it, Fred. Folks, hit the roof. Red Roof Inns. Call 1-800-THE-ROOF or your travel agent for the special low rate at any of our over 200 locations.
Limited time offer.
CBS Radio Sports broadcast of Super Bowl 27 is sponsored by Nicoderm, by Canon BubbleJet printers, by Red Roof Inns, and by the U.S. Army. Dallas just put together a 77-yard drive, 12 plays, kept the ball for 6 minutes, 39 seconds. Now they lead 31-10.
And the Cowboys have 18 rushes, 98 yards, 5.4 per try. Very strong.
Ken Davis is deep along with Clifford Hicks. Here is the kickoff, and Davis takes it on the 6 to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, outside left to the 25, and out to the 28-yard line. And it certainly behooves the Buffalo Bills to move the ball and get some points. They trail by 21. Timeout on the field. And you're listening to Super Bowl 27 from CBS Radio Sports.
Steve Windingland, electronic technician and Army reservist.
Being a radio repairman in the Army Reserve taught me the skills that got me a well-paying civilian job as an electronic technician.
Mindy Woods, college freshman and Army reservist.
I wasn't mechanically inclined, but I learned how to operate and repair both gas and diesel generators.
Army Reserve, skill training, and more.
All that you can be in the Army Reserve.
For details, call 1-800-USA-ARMY, paid for by the U.S. Army Reserve.
The Bills, trailing by 21, start from their 27. Back in a moment.
Come on, folks, let's hear it. Pack 'em back, way back.
At 7-Eleven, we look at beer a little differently.
Excuse me, you sweating profusely in the woodpecker suit you are?
The team mascot.
What is it you do, anyway?
I run around the stands and peck people on the head.
Yeah, real crowd pleaser, huh?
It's a living. I may be out of a job, though.
Why, molting season?
No, I'm supposed to make sure there's beer in the clubhouse after the game, and I forgot.
Who'd have guessed? Lucky for you, I came along. You know, you should go to the 7-Eleven sports stop. They got all your favorite brands of beer.
They do?
Yeah, they do. They also keep them in coolers, maintained at an average temperature of 35 degrees.
Yeah, but I'm in a hurry.
That's no problem. At 7-Eleven, they try to check in and out of line in 30 seconds or less. You'll be back in plenty of time.
Hey, that's great. Can we pick up a couple dozen newspapers, too?
Why, you read?
I'm thinking of redecorating my cage.
I see.
Where the sports stop makes a difference. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven.
Pop on over to 7-Eleven and pick up your favorite brands of beer. Ice-cold 6-packs of Busch or Busch Light and 16-ounce cans are always available at the everyday price of just $2.99 at participating 7-Eleven stores.
Well, it's totally dark now here in Pasadena, California. And a beautiful picture of this grass playing field and 102,000 fans on hand. Buffalo has the ball at their own 27. Their quarterback is Frank Reich. Jim Kelly was injured with less than 7 minutes remaining in the first half. And Reich is at the controls.
Well, the thing they hang their hat on now is the fact that Wright brought him back from that game against Houston, and that's what they, I'm sure, have talked about at halftime, and let's see if they can execute the same way.
Wright goes to the air, throws over the middle, and a diving try. It's incomplete. Keith McKellar, the tight end, couldn't come up with it. And it'll be second down and 10. So Wright, who in the first half was 4 out of 6, misfires in his first try here in the second half. Lofton comes to the right. He hasn't done much. The big receiver for Buffalo has been Andre Reed. Out of the shotgun is Wright. Takes the snap on 2nd and 10. He is rushed. He throws, and it's caught out at the 35, short of a first down. It'll be 3rd down coming up and 2. And Reich is 1 out of 2 here in the second half as Reed caught that one.
And the Dallas defense has to continue to be aggressive, and yet they can't give them any big plays. They must make them travel slowly. They got to take the bus. They can't take the jet.
Pass play, and it's thrown and caught by McKellar. And that's a first down beyond the 40. Ken Norton tackled him. Reed, by the way, has caught 6 for 133 yards. Here's the first down at the Buffalo 40-yard line. And let's see if Frank Wright can keep the drive going. 4-man front for Dallas. 4-man rush. Pass out in the flat. Caught by Thomas. He beats his man, but he only gained a yard or so. That's all. 1 yard to the 40. Out to the 41. Ken Norton chased him out, and Norton is making his mark in this game.
Yes, he is. And, of course, he gave him a big shot. Gave him a big hit over on the sideline.
Now we have 2nd and 9 for Buffalo at their own 41. Wright in the hurry-up offense. In the shotgun formation, takes a snap. Has time, throws in the flat, it's caught. Thurman Thomas out to the 45, that's all. And he well covered again by Dixon Edwards, the linebacker. And Dallas rushes in fresh defensive players, Hank.
And they haven't had any trouble at all substituting with the no-huddle offense. Everybody made a big fuss over that and thought it would be a problem. People indicated they'd be offside and had 12 men on the field many, many times. That hasn't happened, which is a great illustration of the fine coaching job Jimmy Johnson and his coaches have done.
3rd and 6, and here's the pass thrown incomplete. And a misread as Lofton went inside. The pass was thrown outside, and Buffalo will have to punt, so they couldn't come up with any points.
You know, and Lofton is 6'3", and the defensive back on the left side, Kevin Smith, is 5'11". Got a big advantage, but they still hadn't caught a pass, I don't think, in this game.
Chris Moore is in to do the punting for Buffalo, and Calvin Martin, a sparkling punt return man, waits at his 15. Martin returned 2 punts for touchdowns this year.
One thing about this guy, it's hard to get a return on him because he kicks the ball so high.
Here's a bad punt taken by Martin at the 12. Runs right to the 15. He broke a tackle. He came to the 25-30. He's to the 40-yard line. And a big return to the 42. Buffalo with missed tackles. And Calvin Martin finally tackled by Chris Hale. And a big return to the Dallas Cowboy 42. A 43-yard punt. A 27-yard return. Dallas has the lead, 31-10, and the ball. And you're listening to Super Bowl 27 from CBS Radio Sports.
Okay, it's Super Sunday. You got the game on, and you were thinking, what could be better than ordering up a hot, fresh Domino's pizza, right?
It's really something.
I'll tell you what, a Domino's pizza plus something for nothing.
Something for nothing. It's really something.
At Domino's, there's always something for nada for free. Call now for Domino's Super Bowl deal. Delivered free in 30 minutes, guaranteed. You pay for the pie, Domino's gives you
something for nothing when you call Domino's.
Offer may vary, valid at participating stores only. Check stores for details.
Dallas sitting pretty. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Cowboys lead by 21. We'll be back in a moment.
It's time now to go to the Medina mailbox for more answers to your gardening questions. Brought to you by the makers of Medina Soil Activator and Has to Grow Plant Food. Today's letter writer asks, all my plants and flowers are more vigorous now that I use Medina Soil Activator, but I'd like to understand how it works. Can you explain? Well, to put it simply, Medina is like a natural health drink for your soil. It provides energy to the microorganisms in the soil so they can do their job better. These microorganisms loosen and mellow the soil while making it healthier and more productive. And healthy soil means you'll have less problems with disease, insects, and weeds, and you'll be able to reduce your watering and fertilizing schedule. And because Medina is a biological activator, you can also use it in your compost pile and to clean up chemical residues in the soil. Medina is a safe, natural soil enhancer that should be applied every 6 to 8 weeks during the growing season. Ask for Medina at your favorite lawn and garden center or at any Wolf's Nursery in the Austin area.
KLBJ AM Austin.
Message from
A Dallas Cowboy victory would even their Super Bowl record at 3 wins, 3 losses. They've been in more Super Bowl games than any other team.
You know, Aikman now has a streak of 131 passes without an interception. None in the last 5 games. He's really hot.
Dallas, no turnovers today. And the Buffalo Bills have had 5. Buffalo has lost 2 fumbles and had 3 passes intercepted. But it's Dallas with the ball now at their own 42 with Emmett Smith in the backfield, fullback Johnston. Tight end on the right side. A give to Emmett Smith. Hit at the line of scrimmage, broke tackles, came out to the 45, and he got 3 yards that he shouldn't have had. And Buffalo is missing quite a few tackles here, Hank.
Yeah, they're not doing a good job of tackling at all. And that's one of the common things we see throughout the season. We hate to talk about it, but basically fundamental things. The tackling in the league has been terrible.
Smith has rushed 15 times, 92 yards. And you can bet soon it'll be the century mark for him. He led the National Football League in rushing. And in postseason play, he's gained 300 yards rushing. 2nd down and long. Here's Aikman to pass. Steps up and throws behind Novacek and incomplete. So it'll be 3rd and 7. One of the few misfires by Troy Aikman.
The overall, you know, the thing that makes us so efficient is a good blocking, pass blocking by the offensive line, except on that last one, 2A did not handle Smith. One of the few times we've had occasion to mention him, but 2A evidently has done a good job, obviously, in the game so far.
Aikman is 18 out of 25, 197 yards, 3 touchdown throws, and it's 3rd and 7 from his own 45. 3 wide receivers for Dallas. Aikman back to throw. No pressure. Steps up and throws. It's caught by Novacek. 1st down to the Buffalo 45. Buffalo can't stop Novacek now, who has the uncanny knack of getting loose.
And here again, anytime you try to double the outside people, he's smart enough to know he's going to go to the tight end or to the back in this particular case. And the key is he had plenty of time to survey the defense and throw the ball to the open receiver.
Novacek has caught 7 passes, including 1 for a touchdown. Talley and Odoms made that last tackle.
And Novacek is their 3rd down guy, go-to guy on 3rd down.
They haven't thrown to Harper yet. Here's the running play to Smith, and Smith drives to the 40. He got 5, and you can tell the difference between Emmett Smith and every other player on the playing field.
Yeah, that's right. And, of course, as the game goes on, from here on in, Jack, he'll probably will come up with a long run. He's better in the late stages of the 3rd quarter and the 4th quarter than he is early, like most backs are.
Hansen made the Buffalo stop at the Bills' 40-yard line. Clock running, 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Dallas leading 31-10, and they're on the move. It's 2nd and 5. Wide receivers, both to the left. Harper and Irvin. Motion by Johnston, and the draw play to Smith. Picks his way down to the 37. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Smith has tremendous balance and great vision. And the nice thing about it is, you know, he doesn't slow down to make a change in his course downfield. That's why he stretches short gains in the long ones.
3.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Talley made that last tackle along with Hansen. Now the line of scrimmage is the Buffalo 37, and it's 3rd and 2. The Bills scored first. They led 7-0. Now they trail 31-10 here late in the 3rd quarter. Well, do you think Smith will get it here on 3rd and 2?
I'll go way out on a limb and say he'll get it.
He's in the I formation. Novacek in motion. A give to Smith. Hit in the backfield. And he lost the yard. It's 4th down. Cornelius Bennett was coming on a blitz. Ran right into the play.
Their tendency from that formation is to go to the weak side to the split inside with the fullback leading the play and also the tight end. They read it good, and the linebacker got good penetration on the play and made the tackle.
Well, they're going to go for it on 4th down. It is 4th down and 3. And Dallas during the regular season was 8 out of 12 on 4th down, and they're in a good spot to gamble.
Yeah, this is a good spot for them. Good because of field position, even the way they're playing defensively, they're not going to suffer that much anyhow, so it's worth the gamble.
It's 4th down, and Aikman is under center, back to throw.
The outside
short drop, quick pass, batted in the air, incomplete as it fell to the ground, and the ball goes over to Buffalo. Marv Patton batted it down, and Buffalo withstands that charge.
Here again, on that kind of a play, you're throwing outside. The outside receiver was open. You got to block that linebacker low to keep the hands down. If they didn't, they blocked him high. He jumped up and knocked the ball down.
We only have 2:10 left in the third quarter. Buffalo has the ball, trailing 31-10. You're listening to Super Bowl 27 from CBS Radio Sports.
Who takes the worry of odor out of garlic tablets? Why? Who puts all the goodness of garlic into tiny, easy-to-swallow tablets? Why? Who delivers the odor-free promise and the goodness of garlic with free samples? Quai, Kwai. Call 1-800-243-QUI for your free sample and see how Quai puts all the goodness of garlic into a tiny tablet and takes all the worry of odor out of taking garlic daily. For a free sample, call 1-800-243-QUI. That's 1-800-243-5924. Save anywhere, call anywhere.
Noise. When it comes to long-distance claims, there's a lot of it out there.
Drastic savings.
Well, AT&T would like to make something clear. Place for place, anywhere outside the U.S., the difference between AT&T and other major long-distance companies is no more than a penny. So now that price isn't the main issue, what should you pay attention to? Remember service? Quality? Listen to the whole story. AT&T. Per-minute comparison of direct dial basic rate schedule.
This soothing music is for anyone who took the leading cold pill for a tough cold instead of Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine, because you could probably use some relief right now. See, the cold pill only relieves congestion, but Alka-Seltzer Plus relieves congestion, plus tough body aches, sore throat, and headaches. Now, here's some music for those who took Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. It's tough medicine. Use as directed.
Throughout the NFL postseason, the CNA insurance companies have contributed to the American Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund. At the Super Bowl, a donation of $2,000 for every touchdown scored. CNA's contribution will help the victims of Hurricane Andrew and other disasters. So far today, 5 touchdowns and a donation of $10,000. CNA for all the commitments you make. Well, the Bills still have time, but they better get busy. They trail 31-10 with 2:10 left in the third quarter. Reich is 8 out of 12, and he runs the draw. And bursting through is Ken Davis. He gets a first down run to midfield. And he's piling up some good yards, 14 that time. Woodson made the tackle.
Well, they're taking time off the clock for Dallas, which is what they want to do. They want to make them travel slowly, talking about the defense of Dallas. And in the process, they're making them keep the ball and not get in the point.
Reich throwing over the middle, and it's caught for a first down by Reed. Reed has had a good game. He's a little slow getting up, and anyone would be. That's a first down throw to the Dallas 36. Reed has caught 7 passes. Let's see if Reich can sustain this drive. Everett made that last tackle. Line of scrimmage, the Dallas 36. The blitz is on, and they smother Ken Davis on the draw play back at the 40. He lost 4. They picked the right time to gamble.
Yeah, you guess right, and it's feast or famine. You guess right while you make that kind of a play. You guess wrong, and they have a pass call. And good pass protection, it's a score.
Haley led the defensive charge. Less than a minute remaining here in the third quarter. Cowboys leading by the score of 31-10. And it's 2nd and 14 for Buffalo. The blitz is on again. The pass is thrown and the tackle made at the 40. No gain. Dixon Edwards made a big hit on Ken Davis coming out of the backfield.
He really did. Took a good angle and got a good hit on him. He's got man-for-man coverage on that back in the flat.
It's 3rd and 13 as a result of a couple of blitzes by the Cowboys. They certainly are not a conservative football team.
No, they're always on the attack, and Dave Wanstead is calling the defensive patterns for the Dallas Cowboys. Has done a magnificent job all year long, and of course now he's the new head coach of the Chicago Bears.
6 defensive backs, 3rd and 13. Here is Reich taking the snap on 3rd down. He steps up. He's on the run. On the run. He throws on the run. Touchdown! In the end zone. Beebe caught it. So that puts Buffalo somewhat back in the game. Beebe could hardly wait for the ball to get there as Reich scrambled and threw for the score.
See, that's the one thing you didn't want to have happen if I were the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to score. You got to make them travel slowly, not get a big play and score quickly. That's exactly what happened. It's going to give them a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of motivation.
I almost called that one too soon, Hank. The ball was in the air. Beebe waiting for it. 40 yards. And the score goes to 31-16. Makes the difference.
It's a mistake by the coverage people. There's no way in the world. Looked like Everett was back there. No way in the world on that kind of a play. You should be worried about making a tackle with a quarterback running. You ought to make sure that you maintain your coverage.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter as the extra point is good. The end of the 3rd quarter with the score here in our CBS Radio Sports broadcast. Cowboys 32 and the Buffalo Bills 17. Let's pause for this word.
Jim used to worry a lot about his company's future.
If something happens to me or my brother, what'll happen to our family business? Would we be forced to sell? Would the business stay in the family? Now, we need to get this all sorted out.
Jim didn't know then that business insurance could give him the answers he needed until the CNA insurance companies guided him and his brother with professional estate and business planning. Today, Jim's mind is more at ease.
My independent agent recommended CNA. CNA specialists showed me how linking life insurance to a buy-sell agreement between business partners could help avoid a forced sale. They also helped us with estate tax planning so we could keep our business in the family. Now, it turns out CNA is one of the few insurance groups that provide professional estate and business planning advice. CNA really surprised me. I thought I'd get a policy, but I never thought business insurance could work this hard.
Ask your independent agent about the CNA insurance companies and how CNA can work harder for you. CNA, for all the commitments you make.
When you come down with a and you need a medicine tough enough to handle and at the same time. That's Alka-Seltzer Plus cold and cough medicine. It relieves your tough cold symptoms and cough, because we've added the leading cough suppressant to the proven cold relief of Alka-Seltzer Plus to help your cold and cough feel better at the same time. Alka-Seltzer Plus cold and cough medicine. It's tough medicine. Use as directed.
CBS Radio Sports broadcast of Super Bowl 27 is sponsored by Slick 50, the engine wear protector, by the CNA Insurance Companies, by Alka-Seltzer Plus cold and cough medicine, and by Isuzu. 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
Man does not live by music alone. Stay with News Talk 590, KLBJ AM, Austin.
Buffalo kicking off from our right to our left, and the kick heads for Kelvin Martin. He's a big threat. Took it at the 8, right up the middle to the 20. Oh, was he brought down in a hurry. What a strong tackle was made downfield by Maddox, Mark Maddox, the linebacker. And that might give Buffalo a lift. They scored the last time they had the ball.
Hey, the atmosphere in that bench is totally different than it was a few moments ago. They're saying now this is a little bit what happened against Houston. We did it against Houston. We could do it here. We got one touchdown. Let's get some more.
There's a timeout, and you're listening to Super Bowl 27 from CBS Radio Sports.
Pace of the game picking up.
Now less than 30 seconds.
For those of you who can't get enough sports, but who catch a lot of grief for sitting around the house, may we suggest the Isuzu Trooper.
Hey, did it start yet? Yeah, come on in. Hi, guys. Hi.
Besides having an enormous interior,
Anybody want a soda?
the Trooper's extremely comfortable.
Whoa, hey, don't get any of that stuff on the carpet, will you? My wife will kill me.
With thoughtful touches like split reclining rear seats and footrests. A quiet, sound-dampened cabin. And a rather impressive 6-speaker stereo system.
Hey, Chuck, we're out of chips.
And when you actually need it...
No problemo.
It makes for a pretty remarkable four-wheel drive automobile, too. The Isuzu Trooper. Practically amazing.
Come test drive the 1993 Trooper LS at your nearby Isuzu dealer today.
State Farm is there for you with a free service you may find very valuable. A State Farm agent will show you just where you stand on your home, car, life, and health insurance. The advice is free, and the decisions are yours. And there's no telling just how valuable that free advice may be to you someday. Ask a State Farm agent about a free family insurance checkup now.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
There have been no turnovers here in the second half. In the first half, none by Dallas, 5 by Buffalo. We have 14:50 remaining in the third quarter.
Looks like you see the replay, they're talking about the fact that maybe Reich was beyond the line of scrimmage when he threw the pass, Jack.
May have been, but it counted it and put another touchdown on the board for Buffalo. They trail by 14, 31-17. And they're lamenting their early turnovers, 2 fumbles and 3 interceptions.
Here's an illustration. I haven't mentioned it once all year long, but it's a big mistake not to have instant replay. I hope it comes back next year.
From the 23-yard line, first down and a first down pass by Aikman. He steps up and runs with the ball and gets big yards. Out to the 43 for a big first down for Dallas. He runs better than the Buffalo quarterbacks. He scrambled for 20.
And you know, he looks a lot better running straight ahead than he does trying to get outside sometime. But he made a big decision, stayed with it, and picked up good yardage and a first down on the play. Great play by Troy Aikman.
He came out to the Dallas 41 where Kelso covered him as he slid down. That's the longest run of the year for Aikman thus far this season, 21 yards.
I think I mentioned it earlier. He's averaged only 2.9 per try all season long. There's a big run for him.
Let's see what he does on first down here. From his own 41, he gives the ball to Emmitt Smith, who is hit in the backfield. Fumbles the ball. Aikman recovers, and a big loss. And you blew my headset off, Hank. Now fumbled by Smith, who doesn't fumble very often. Aikman recovered it as Bruce Smith knocked the ball away.
And the great thing about Aikman, did a very smart thing. He didn't try to pick it up, Jack. He just fell on the ball to maintain possession of it. A lot of times you'll see that situation where the player will try to pick it up and run with it, kicks it, and winds up losing possession of the ball on the fumble.
2nd and 23. That play certainly will help Buffalo if they can cash in on it. Back at the 30-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. This is a big, big defensive stand for Buffalo. They trail 31-17. Aikman is under center from his own 30. 4-man front, back to throw. Short pass caught by Smith and knocked down at the 32-yard line by Cornelius Bennett. There aren't many linebackers who can stay with Smith, but he did.
Yeah, he did a good job of picking him up coming out of the backfield. He had him man for man, and he runs like a halfback, Cornelius Bennett. He's got terrific speed.
Now the line of scrimmage is the 33 of Dallas. And it's 3rd down and 20. They're 5 out of 10 on 3rd down this evening. 3rd and 20 for Dallas. 3 wide receivers.
They might even run it here, Jack.
Aikman with a long snap count is back to throw. Steps up, throws it out in the flat. Caught by Smith. Smith gets big yards to midfield. and he almost got a first down.
They're saying he did make the first down. It'll be interesting to see where they mark it.
It was 3rd and 19. They swung it out to Smith. He outran everybody. And Dallas is in a spot to gamble even if they don't want to punt near midfield.
Yeah, if there's less than a yard in that area, they'll probably go for it.
Another pass to Smith out in the flat, and they just couldn't catch up with him. And he took it down to the Buffalo 49. Was that a big play or not, Hank?
Oh, it really was. And look at it. They throw the ball about 5 yards, and he stretches that 5 yards and makes 15 more yards after the run, after the catch.
With everything else considered, that might be one of the big plays of the game. Had they stopped him and it was 3rd and 19, Dallas would have had to punt the ball to Buffalo. It is 4th down, and now what are the Cowboys going to do? I think they'll go for it, Hank. It'll be typical of what they've been doing so far this year. Yeah, they send the punter out.
Well, I don't see what the yardage is. I still haven't.
It's only a foot.
It's only a foot?
Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised they don't go for it.
At the Buffalo 49, and of course they might run from the fake punt formation or try to draw Buffalo offside. The Cowboys are 0 for 1 on 4th down in this game. Mike Saxon is the punter. Clifford Hicks is back inside his 15, waiting for the punt. Let's see if they have a long snap down and try to draw Buffalo offside. And if they do, it would be a first down. And they have run with the ball out of punt formation. Johnston is the fullback. We await the snap. There's a snap, and they do indeed kick the ball. It sails over the head of Hicks, and it's going to be down. Now Hicks touches it, fumbles it, and gets it back at his own 12. Hicks thought the ball was going over his head, and then the wind stopped it a little bit, and he was lucky to get it back. A 37-yard punt, no return. Buffalo's back at their 12. They trail by 14, and you're listening to Super Bowl 27 from CBS Radio Sports.
Dear Hooked on Phonics, my son has shown great progress in his ability to read and comprehend since we ordered Hooked on Phonics. His motivation to do well is much improved, as well as his self-confidence. Now I no longer need to read his homework instructions to him. I can say without reservation that Hooked on Phonics is an outstanding program. Signed, J.R., New Franken, Wisconsin. For Hooked on Phonics plus SRA Reading Laboratories, call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
Buffalo has the ball at their own 12. Buffalo trails by 14. And we're back in a moment.
7-Eleven's got Lotto Texas. Lotto Texas at 7-Eleven.
It's come to our attention that some of you out there may not be as enthusiastic about 7-Eleven's recent jingles for Texas Lottery as we were.
Lotto 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven's got Lotto Texas.
And maybe some of you have a point. But since it worked so well, we brought it back to promote the new Lotto Texas game at 7-Eleven.
It's new at Lotto Texas at 7-Eleven. It's real neat.
In fact, you really can't play Lotto Texas just anywhere, but you can play it at almost every 7-Eleven store in Texas.
Texas.
And because it's 7-Eleven, you'll be in and out in no time at all.
Lotto Texas fast. Lotto Texas fast.
What's more, if you play Lotto Texas at 7-Eleven, we'll never use this guy again. We promise.
Lotto Texas at 7-Eleven, where Lotto Texas is.
Think of it as incentive. For playing Lotto Texas makes a difference.
Thank heaven for 7-Eleven at participating stores and all that stuff.
Frank Reich, the replacement for the injured Jim Kelly, who was injured with 7 minutes remaining in the half, has completed 11 out of 15, thrown 1 touchdown pass and 1 meaningless interception. We're playing under the lights here at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Buffalo Bills scored the last time they had the ball. Now they have it at their own 12-yard line, and there will be a lot of postmortems with regard to this one, Hank. The injury to Kelly, the turnovers by Buffalo.
Oh, yeah, gee, and Kelly has to feel terrible about what's happened to him.
He had a poor game up until the time he was injured. Now let's see what Frank Reich can do. In the backfield with him, he has Thurman Thomas. From the 12-yard line, first down, and a draw play to Thomas. And he is driven back after getting a yard or so Russell Maryland with a very strong tackle. Part of the #1 defensive team in football, the Dallas Cowboys. 11 rushes for Thomas, 19 yards.
And that's, that going into the game, you had to consider that to be one of the keys of the game because the Dallas defense has really been outstanding all year long.
It's a 4-man front for the Cowboys, and Reich is in the shotgun, takes the snap, steps up to throw, throws long to the right side and threw it away. That's incomplete. It's 3rd and 10. That's why the Cowboys punted a while ago, Hank, on 4th and short yardage. They do have the #1 defensive unit in football.
Yeah, they feel let's not make it easy for them. Let's not reduce the size of the field and permit them with an opportunity to get a touchdown. Let's make them go 80 or 90 yards. I don't think they can do that against our defense.
This hurry-up offense of the Bills is not very quick at all. It's 3rd and 10, and they're 3 out of 7 on 3rd down in this game. A 3-man front, 3-man rush by the Cowboys. Here's a pass long and terribly thrown, incomplete to James Lofton. Lofton had broken loose on Reich with a bad misfire, and Buffalo will have to punt.
They talk about it being a hurry-up offense, but it really isn't, Jack. They get up on the line of scrimmage and they don't snap the ball quickly. They read the defenses and want to make sure that they call the right play. They run against schemes and not against people.
Boy, that was a terrible series by Buffalo, trailing by 14. Chris Moore is the punter. Back to get it, Kelvin Martin. He's near midfield. Moore hangs it high. Not very well covered. Martin takes it on the 40 and returns to the 43 and slips, and down he goes. And Dallas has it at their own 43-yard line.
And we talked about the field earlier a little bit about the moisture coming in about 3, 4 o'clock. And it looks like it's a little sloppy right now.
48-yard punt, a 3-yard return. You're listening to Super Bowl 27 from CBS Radio Sports.
Who takes the worry of odor out of garlic tablets? Quai. Who puts all the goodness of garlic into tiny, easy-to-swallow tablets? Quai. Who delivers the odor-free promise and the goodness of garlic with free samples? Quai. Kwai. Call 1-800-243-QUAI for your free sample and see how Quai puts all the goodness of garlic into a tiny tablet and takes all the worry of odor out of taking garlic daily.
For their own 43. I'll give to Emmitt Smith a big hole. He blew up the middle for a first down run down to the 45 of Buffalo. Can he get there in a hurry? That's like Domino's pizzas being delivered.
I tell you, he is terrific.
He's amazing to watch.
Yeah, and the longer, he's got such great balance, and he's strong. And again, the more he runs, and the best games he's had, really, the big runs he's had have usually been in the fourth quarter.
And now he is very close, 2 yards away from a 100-yard rushing game. First down at the Buffalo 45. I formation. Aikman under center. And he fakes the draw and passes long. Wide open Harper. Touchdown Cowboys. Alvin Harper with a touchdown. And the high jumper spikes the ball over the crossbar. That's 45 yards.
First play action pass from the pocket they've thrown all day long, Jack. And it goes for the big play and a touchdown.
Once they establish the running of Smith, 98 yards, and everything opens up for him.
And you have to be on the attack and aggressive enough to take that kind of a call and make something happen with it. Is a great call by Turner, their offensive coordinator, who was up there in the press box calling the plays. Norv Turner.
And those are the first points of the fourth quarter. It's 37-17. And we have a lopsided score on our hands and a lopsided game. Extra point try by Elliott. Well, that's good, too. And what has Dallas done wrong? Not much since the first 5 minutes of the game. They lead 38-17. You're listening to Super Bowl 27 from CBS Radio Sports.
Attention car owners. In all probability, you or a member of your family may have your car stolen this year. The FBI's Uniform Crime Report for 1991 indicated that a vehicle theft occurred every 19 seconds, or 3 per minute. Imagine an estimated average of 1 out of every 117 registered motor vehicles. With these facts in mind, shouldn't you have the club to protect your car? The Bright Red Club is the one anti-theft device that the Fraternal Order of Police recommend you use to combat car theft. Priced at under $60, the club offers maximum security at a minimal price. The club fits easily across the steering wheel and once in place makes the car undrivable. Its high visibility discourages break-ins, and should your car be stolen, the club is guaranteed for 1 year from date of purchase for up to $500 of your insurance deductible. See package insert for details and restrictions. We say use it, so this year resolve to protect your car with the club. The club is available at better stores everywhere, but accept no imitations. Make sure it says the club on the handle, and then park anywhere and feel secure with the club.
Sure, I'd heard about the Nicoderm patch, but something like that, I'm only going one place for advice. I mean, there's one opinion that's really important to me.
Dr. Cooper's office.
So I called my doctor and asked him about the Nicoderm patch. He said, Helen, there's more to it than that. Then we talked about Nicoderm.
Ask the doctor about the Nicoderm patch. After all, who knows better?
Look, I'm glad I called.
Nicoderm, nicotine transdermal system, by prescription only.
Before this game ever started, Hank Stram talked about the speed of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they've got a lot of lightning, Jack, and of course their outside receivers. You know, that's why everybody is so concerned about the coverage of the outside receivers. And as a result, why they doubled the outside receivers an awful lot. And then if you double the outside receivers, then, of course, you got to throw the ball to the tight end, and you got to run the ball. Then they back off, and then, of course, they give the ball to Emmitt Smith, and he kills it.
Touchdown pass to Harper, the fourth touchdown pass thrown by Aikman in this game. He's 22 out of 30 and has not been picked off. Here's the kickoff. Deep into the end zone. It's down. It'll come out to the 20-yard line. Buffalo Bills were 3 and out the last time they had the ball. Now they take over at their own 20 with 9:59 left in the game. And it appears that we know who the champions of football are going to be. Guess when you think, Hank, they're going to wipe some time off the clock. They did this, too, against San Francisco. They throw the ball and get more points.
See, the last time they just threw a quick slant against the 49ers.
Now let's see what Buffalo can do with Wright, the quarterback, in place of the injured Jim Kelly. Back to throw. He fakes short. He throws it away. He drilled it into the ground, and he was slammed into the ground. He intended it for Ken Davis, and the Dallas Cowboys had the pressure on from Jimmy Jones, who scored a touchdown earlier in this game as he picked a fumble out of the air. And it is 2nd down and 10 for Buffalo, and they can't get out of the shadow of their own goal line here.
And the nice thing about the Dallas defense is the fact that they keep making substitutions with people like Jimmy Jones and Lett, who have been very, very instrumental in keeping everybody fresh.
Here's a pass picked off by Dallas. Rushing with it is Everett, and he is tackled inside the 10, and it's 1st and goal. A 22-yard return. Thomas Everett picks one off, and that's the 6th turnover by Buffalo. Dallas set a record with 7 takeaways from Denver in Super Bowl 12. Thomas Everett picked it off and returned it to the 8th. The 6th turnover by Buffalo.
Jerry Jones on the sideline. We get a picture of him, the owner of the club. He's full of happiness, isn't he? Up and down.
Well, the way Dallas can move the ball, you would assume another score here. With 9:41 remaining in the game. The running back is Emmitt Smith, 1st and goal from the 7. Novacek in motion. Here's a give to Emmitt Smith, bouncing outside and tackled, and he lost a yard on the play. The ball went down to the Buffalo 7. Henry Jones just made the tackle on Emmitt Smith back at the 8.
Cornelius Bennett, he got there in a hurry, number 97. Boy, he's got great speed, great lateral speed, just great speed, period.
It is 2nd down and goal from the 8-yard line. Cowboys already leading 38-17.
And their best runs really have been right up the middle, right at the defense, and rather than trying to get outside, that time there was an option to look for them to run straight ahead if they run on this play.
Aikman's going to pass. He runs with the ball instead. Hit from behind. He's knocked down at the 10. He lost 2. He could feel that pressure. Bruce Smith chased him, caught him, tackled him, and that's the first sack of the Dallas quarterback.
Yeah, yes, and Bruce Smith has terrific speed, too, and quickness. Caught him from the backside.
Now the clock runs to 8:40 left in this game. Cowboys leading 38-17, and apparently only the final score is to be determined in this game. 3rd and goal from the 10. Aikman has thrown 4 touchdown passes.
You don't think he might be considered as the most valuable player in the game, do you, Jay?
He has a shot. And Dallas has not turned the ball over.
If he isn't the most valuable player, that's a scoop.
Here is a draw play to Smith. He runs to the 5, to the goal line, touchdown. He got in. A draw play and a touchdown run by Emmitt Smith. He's over 100 yards. He gets the touchdown. And it's all Cowboys, isn't it, folks? 44-17 with 8:12 left in the game. 22 rushes, 108 yards, and a touchdown for Emmitt Smith. Smith's 9th 100-yard game this season, and the 5th straight game that he's gained 100 or more. Chalk up 6 more for the Cowboys, and Elliott will try the extra point. Aren't many running backs who would have gotten into the end zone on that play.
You see where he got hit? And he took it right into the end zone.
From the 5, he carried him in. The extra point is good. It's 45-17 with 8:12 remaining in this contest. So Emmitt Smith finds the end zone. 4 touchdown passes by Aikman. And a touchdown on a fumble return by Jimmy Jones. And a field goal by Elliott. And no turnovers for the Dallas Cowboys. Are they a perfect team, Hank? It took them about 5 minutes to get this game underway. They made a couple of mistakes. They had a block punt. They had a holding penalty. Once they got that out of their system, maybe a little nervousness at the start, they just went to work as they've been doing all year.
That's what impressed me early in the game, because to get a reaction of how they would play and how they would react to the being behind 7-0 in the early stage of the game. It didn't affect them at all. Look at the bench, Johnson, the entire bench. They were all poised and confident. They came right back and got back in the game and is overwhelmed. They have overwhelmed the Buffalo Bills here this afternoon.
Sometimes you see a team win a game in this fashion, and they're an older team, and you say, well, this is their last gasp. This looks like the first that we're going to hear from the Cowboys in the years ahead.
Well, they keep talking about dynasties. They do it every time anybody wins a game, but it's going to be difficult to do, especially with free agency, because anybody can get involved in a quick fix, for example, and get themselves and buy themselves a pretty good football team.
Here's the kickoff. It's down in the end zone. It'll come out to the Buffalo 20-yard line with 8:06 left in the game. 6 turnovers by Buffalo today. 6 of them. And now Frank Reich, who's been picked off twice in this game, will try to get something going. The most points scored in a previous game, 55, San Francisco and Denver. We already have 62 points scored in this one and a Super Bowl record. A lot of Dallas fans on hand, and they are enjoying it, and the Cowboys are not letting up. Right from the shotgun formation, takes the snap, back to throw, over the middle, caught by Andre Reed. He's across the 25, out to the 26, and he got 7 yards.
Russell Maryland is a very active guy at that right tackle position for the Dallas Cowboys. He spins, he gets good penetration, he's always on balance, good rush, good technique. Terrific football player. Played his collegiate football at the University of Miami in Florida.
Flags fly as Buffalo started another play. And the whistle stopped the play, and a false start against Buffalo. It cost them 5 yards. So they've had penalties, turnovers, injuries. They've had everything that goes into a big loss.
You know, and the other thing about it is you have to be impressed with the fact, we talked about it earlier, but you have to be impressed with the fact that the Dallas defense was not affected one bit by the no-huddle offense. No mistakes from that standpoint whatsoever.
And they kept fresh personnel in there. They have Jim Jeffcoat in there now. It's 2nd down and 8. Here is a fumble and a scramble for the ball. Dallas picks it up, and this is a touchdown. Ken Norton picked up the fumble. Here's another Dallas touchdown. And the route continues. That's the 7th turnover. 7 turnovers by Buffalo. Ken Norton picked it up and ran it in for a score. It's like one of those old American Football League games, Hank.
Yeah, that's right.
And the score is 51-17. With 7.5 left in the game. It's another touchdown for Dallas, and they are really pushing the Buffalo Bills around. In fact, they are embarrassing Buffalo right now. They're taking away any doubt as to who the better team is. Another extra point try. By Lynn Elliott. This one is good. It's 52-17. With 7:31 left in the game. Frank Reich was operating out of the shotgun, and a high snap went off his hands. He made a move to try to get it. He batted it away. Ken Norton fumbled it, kicked it, picked it, ran with it, and got into the end zone for a score.
Very rarely you see that happen where he finally, he was kicking it around a little bit. I thought initially he should have just fallen on it, but he finally had control of it. And most of the time you kick it away, but that time he finally got possession of it, went in for the touchdown.
Can you believe it, folks? It's 52-17. I think people thought this was going to be a wonderful football game, but there's no doubt about it. Dallas is a much, much better team than Buffalo.
Yeah, there's no question about it. You felt that going in, and they played just exactly like you thought they might with that talent that they have. Aikman passing on 1st down, Jack, 10 of 11 for 143 yards. All fast pass patterns and all passes, touchdowns came on 1st down situations.
These Cowboys are celebrating along the sideline. The ball blows off the kicking tee. They are in a commanding position with 7.5 left in the game, 52-17. And the American Football Conference people must be wondering, what the heck do you have to do? And they're probably wondering what would happen if Pittsburgh gotten in, or Miami, or the Houston club. Here's the kick, and it's returned from the 5 to the 10 by Clifford Hicks, to the 15, to the 20, to the 24-yard line. Nothing matters now. 7 Buffalo turnovers led to 35 Dallas points.
Tackle by number 52, Lincoln Pruitt. A 20-yard return.
Pruitt made the tackle on Hicks at the 25.
You know, this team, watching Jimmy Johnson all week long at the press conferences and all the comments that he made, he really had a great feeling just watching him and listening to him talk about the football game. He said all the right things in the right way, in a confident way. You just had a feeling that they were really ready to play.
Here's Reich passing for a 1st down. Play comes out across the 40 and another fumble. Tasker caught the ball across the 40, and then he fumbled, and the Cowboys think they have it again. Out near the Buffalo 43-yard line. Or did Buffalo get it back? Dallas has another fumble. Tasker caught the ball, and that's the 8th turnover, and that ties the record A pass and a fumble by Steve Tasker. What's going on here, eh?
Well, that's what happens when you play a turnover game. You know, that's the only time really you're going to have a lot of points scored in the game is when it's going to be a turnover game just like this one, or an element game. You know, you're playing goulash.
Leon Lett made the hit, and Clayton Holmes recovered the fumble, and that's the 8th turnover by the Buffalo Bills. Now let's see what Dallas does. They might score without even trying. Here is the running play with Berline, the quarterback. And he hands off, and the play is good for a couple of yards. Super Bowl turnover records today, 8, Dallas versus Denver. That ties it back in 1978. Breaks the mark that Baltimore against Dallas, 1971. Aikman, 22 out of 30, is apparently finished for the night. And the quarterback is Steve Berline, 12 out of 18 during the season. And it is 2nd down and 9 for Dallas, and 6.5 minutes remain in the game. Who'd ever thought it? 52-17. I formation. A.G. along with Gaynor are the running backs. Here's a running play and a tackle in the backfield, and Gaynor coughs it up, and the Buffalo Bills recover it. So Buffalo gets the very first turnover by the Dallas Cowboys with 6:15 remaining in the game. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
The news of your life and talk shows you can't ignore on KLBJ AM Austin.
Bill Hansen recovered that fumble for the Buffalo Bills at their own 47. The last 3 Buffalo turnovers were in 2 minutes and 35 seconds. So they fumble it right back after the Tasker fumble. Here's a pass out to midfield to Ken Davis, and he caught it. And he takes it down for about 3 yards.
Stop at number 20, Ray Horton.
We have 5:55 remaining in the game. The clock is running. Buffalo is trailing 52-17. Back to throw is Frank Reich. He throws over the middle, and it is incomplete. Incomplete downfield to Steve Tasker. Oh, he did catch it. He held on to it despite a big hit and a 14-yard pickup. And it has taken the ball down to the 36 of Dallas.
That was a great one-handed catch.
Unbelievable.
Great one-handed catch by Tasker.
Now here's a whistle stopping play as Frank Reich took the snap. Hank, I guess the injury to Jim Kelly really didn't have an impact on this game.
No, I don't think so, especially the way he was playing anyhow, Jack. It really didn't make any difference in the outcome of this game. Talked about it earlier. Dallas is just a better football team, all-around football team.
Defense made contact with the offensive line prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So a penalty against the Dallas Cowboys moves the ball down to the Dallas 30. We have 5:10 left in the game. Reich's going to put it up. He throws long down the middle and incomplete. And Dallas have that one faded very well as they try to get it to Steve Tasker.
That's intended for number 89, Steve Tasker.
There aren't many departments in this game where the Cowboys have not dominated Buffalo.
No, they dominated. I think the 3 ways to win a game, Jack, as you know, with offense, defense, and the specialty teams. And I think overall, I think the Dallas Cowboys won in all 3 categories.
We've had some scoring here, folks. It's 52-17. It was 28-10 at the half. And things have gone gaga here in the second half. Frank Reich to throw. Over the middle, through behind his man, Tasker, incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
Tasker had shaken loose, but the pass was incomplete. Dallas has done a good job, Henry, of putting fresh people on the line and in the defensive backfield.
Well, that's the way they practice all week long. Talking to Jimmy Johnson during the course of the week, he had 2 units going in on defense after every play. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And they kept them fresh, kept them alert, kept them involved. And as a result, they were very, very well coached and did a super job against the no-huddle offense.
5:03 left in the game. This is 3rd down and 5 for the Bills. Frank Reich to pass again. He throws long into the end zone, out of bounds and incomplete on 3rd down. Tried to get it to Lofton. Lofton hasn't been able to get anything done here this afternoon. He hasn't caught a pass.
No, it's amazing that a great receiver like him hasn't caught a pass in this game.
Pass was uncatchable. Incompletion.
Hank, how good are the Cowboys despite this disregarding this score, 52-17?
Well, the great thing about it is, going into the game, very obviously, Jack, they're the best football team in the National Football League from a statistical standpoint, from overall balance. But the great thing, you don't win these big games unless you have balance. You can't win it all unless you've got it all. And right now, Dallas has it all. They're going to get better and better and better as they go along.
4th and 5 for Buffalo. The blitz is on, and right back to throw. He fumbles. Dallas picks it up. Running with the ball is Lett. He might score. He will score. Here's another Dallas touchdown. Well, the ball was knocked away from him as he crossed the goal line, and we need a call from the official as to whether or not Buffalo has recovered the ball in the end zone. Lett was showing off with the ball, holding it down around his waist as he ran with the ball. The Buffalo man came up behind him and caught him and batted the ball away. And the officials are now trying to determine whether or not it was a touchdown. Leon Lett had a touchdown within his grasp, but showing off, he lost the ball, and the Buffalo player caught him from behind at the 1-yard line, knocked the ball away.
As a fumble in the field of play, the fumble went forward through the end zone and out of the end zone, creating a touchback. Buffalo's ball.
Buffalo's ball as Leon Lett let a touchdown get away from him.
He's walking a dog. That's what he was doing, Jack. He was walking a dog. How many times have we seen that? Isn't that ridiculous? Look at
Beebe caught him from behind and knocked the ball away from Leon Lett. He'll not do that again.
And he put the ball down outside to his side, so he had a great chance to knock it out of there.
I bet Beebe couldn't believe it. How do you like the hustle on the part of Beebe in a 52-17 game, Hank?
Yeah, we're watching on the replay. Look where he put the ball, out to his side and out in front. Perfect place to get the ball knocked out of there, and he did.
That's unbelievable. Leon Lett picked up a fumble, which was dropped by the quarterback, Reich. Jeff Coates stripped it away from him. So there's another turnover against the Buffalo Bills, and that's their 9th of the game. And then Dallas turns it over for the 2nd time, and this game has disintegrated to the point where there's nothing left. 4:42 remaining in the game. 52-17, Dallas leading. Here's a pass incomplete, thrown by Reich and broken up. Try to get it to Tasker, and the extra back, Darren Woodson, knocked the ball down. How about this? How do you like that play with Leon Lett carrying the ball like he had a bag of groceries?
Listen, you think he's going to get a little heat about that from the rest of his teammates, and when he goes home, he'll never live that down.
Here the penalty against the Dallas Cowboys now, moving the ball out to the 25-yard line. Pass interference was called, and the ball is at the 25. So Wright committed the 9th turnover, 9 turnovers by Buffalo. And then Lett committed the 2nd. Here is a running play. Davis on a draw, comes out to the 30. He's to the 31. Hank Kenneth Davis today has been better than Thurman Thomas.
Yes, he has. And, of course, he's always been a very enthusiastic runner and has done a great job every time he's had the opportunity.
11 carries for 61 yards. Next Sunday night will be in Honolulu. 7:45 Eastern Time from Aloha Stadium with the Pro Bowl. Reich with a pass in the flat, caught for a first down. There a flag is thrown as Tasker catches the ball. And play is stopped with 4:04 remaining. There's a 12-yard pickup and a penalty against Buffalo. These Dallas Cowboys lead 52-17. They led 28-10 at the half.
Well, we talked about it being a game where there'd be a lot of points, but we thought it'd be divided a little bit better than this, Jack, didn't we?
They led 31-17 at the end of the third quarter. And now it's 52-17. The most points ever in a Super Bowl game. Will Wolford, offensive lineman of the Bills, was called for holding. And this game has really dwindled. 4:04 remaining. Second down and long. Here's a pass play, and Davis gets it, but he's knocked down at the 23-yard line. And we're under 4 minutes left in the game. The Dallas Cowboys in the process of winning big here in Pasadena. Jimmy Jones made that last tackle. He had a touchdown earlier. There have been 9 turnovers by the Buffalo Bills. I wonder what the Cowboys will look like next year, Hank, with free agency and all. Here's Reich back to throw on third down. His feet go out from under him a little bit. He dumps the pass off. The play comes to the 30, and out to the 35 goes Ken Davis. And he is very close to a first down for Buffalo.
You know, he's a great demonstration of the fact that, you know, you got to keep trying to keep hustling regardless of what the score is. He's still playing as hard as he was when he first came into the game. And like it's an even game.
So was Don Beebe when he was chasing Leon Lett.
Right.
That's a first down on that last play by the Buffalo Bills. Less than 3 minutes remaining in the game. And Reich is going to pass. Short drop, chase from the pocket. He's on the move and throws. It's good for a 10-yard pickup beyond the 45. Here, Hank, we had 2 teams that promised to give us a terrific football game, but it just doesn't happen very often in the Super Bowl, does it?
No, it's hard to understand and hard to envision what's going to happen in these kind of games. But, you know, the impressive thing about our visit the other day with Emmitt Smith, we asked about his approach for the season. He said from the very first day we started practice, we were thinking Super Bowl. We felt we were going to the Super Bowl. And now that we're here, we feel we're going to win the Super Bowl. It was matter of fact. It wasn't a braggadocious thing. It was just matter of fact.
Here's a first down pass to Pete Metzelar out to midfield into the Dallas 49. And that pass play takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left. Dallas leading 52-17. And you're listening to Super Bowl 27 from CBS Radio Sports.
I'm John Rooney with today's Car Care Quiz, brought to you by Slick 50. When does most engine wear occur? The answer in a moment.
Welcome to race day, everyone, and now here's the man you've all been waiting for.
Gentlemen, no, I can't say it.
You can't say what?
Start your engines. I can't say, gentlemen, start your engines.
It's just one line.
Oh, yeah, you don't know much about engines, do you?
Well,
when you start a cold engine, all the oil's in the pan.
Yeah, but...
So all those bare metal parts grind together.
But this is a race.
This isn't a race. It's a demolition derby.
What?
You'll be responsible.
Oil or additive can. Slick 50.
All right, gentlemen, you want to start your engines? Go ahead and start your engines.
Oh, that's better.
While you're at it, why don't you put a stick of dynamite up the tailpipe?
Give me that.
Slick 50, the engine wear protector, because starting your engine is a terrible thing to do.
Slick 50 engine formula is available at all Better Automotive sales and service centers.
Up to 95% of engine wear occurs when you first start your car. That's because most of the motor oil is not in the engine but down in the oil pan. And the problem gets worse in cold weather when it takes more time for the oil to circulate throughout the engine. Consider using long-lasting solid lubricants for extra protection at startup. You reduce engine wear and keep your car on the road longer. The Car Care Quiz brought to you by Slick 50.
Some of the Cowboy players have just doused their coach, Jimmy Johnson, with a bucket of ice water. But he doesn't care. His team, with 2 minutes left, leads the Buffalo Bills 52-17. Throughout the NFL postseason, CNA insurance companies have contributed to the American Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund. At the Super Bowl, a donation of $2,000 for every touchdown scored. CNA's contribution will help the victims of Hurricane Andrew and other disasters. We've had 9 touchdowns, a donation so far of $18,000. CNA for all the commitments you make. Some of the Cowboy players having fun messing up the hair of Jimmy Johnson, and everybody's been writing about the way it's so well coiffed. Here's another running play by Ken Davis. He gets down inside the 40, slips and falls after getting a first down, and we have 1:50 left. He was covered by Clayton Holmes, and gratefully nobody is stopping the clock. That was a 14-yard run. The prevailing score is 52-17. 52-17, the Cowboys over the Buffalo Bills. Another snap of the ball by Reich and another running play to Ken Davis. He gets to the 30, stays in bounds. He gained about 8 yards. Now we have 1:25 left in the game, and the clock is still running. Now we're down to 1:15. Davis has rushed for 83 yards today, and he's always trying very hard.
Yes, you know, this is great to say. The feeling that they have, these Dallas players have for Jimmy Johnson, and the feeling they have for each other, that's what it's all about. And that really epitomizes what team really means.
There's Reich throwing the ball to Lofton, incomplete as he was undressed by Larry Brown with a perfectly timed hit. And that stops the clock with less than a minute remaining in Super Bowl 27. Honolulu in the Pro Bowl next Sunday afternoon, 7:45 Eastern on CBS Radio.
Okay, come on, guys.
Let's see what the Buffalo Bills do with 58 seconds remaining. Another running play to Kenneth Davis. He's down to the 20. And the clock runs. And if things go right, we could have just one more snap of the ball. 52-17. Ken Gant made that last tackle on Kenneth Davis. Well, maybe Ken Davis can get 100 yards before this day is over. We're down to 30 seconds left in Super Bowl 27. Right, back to throw. Sets up and throws. End zone. And dropped by Lofton. Incomplete with 22 seconds remaining.
He had a chance to catch that one.
He hasn't caught a pass all day. Lofton, no passes. At the start, Andre Reed looked like he was going to raise a lot of heck with the Dallas defense. Lofton had this one slip right through his hands. It would have been a touchdown.
Well, you know what happened? He would have caught it, except as he was trying to make the catch, he saw Horton come over from the other side, and he took his eye off the ball, and that's why he dropped it.
Well, Buffalo, of course, will be 0-3 in Super Bowl games. Here's Reich being sacked back across the 28-yard line. The 5th sack for the Dallas Cowboys, plus 9 turnovers by the Buffalo Bills. And there will be no more football here in Super Bowl 27. They stopped the clock briefly. They started again. Write down the final score. The Dallas Cowboys 52. The Buffalo Bills 17. Congratulations to the Cowboys. You're listening to Super Bowl 27 on CBS Radio Sports.
Hi, it's me. Your mouth? Yes, your mouth. You know, with all this dental work you've got, I'm glad you chew Freedent gum, because it doesn't stick to most dental work. But maybe you don't know about new Winter Fresh Freedent. See, when you chew Winter Fresh Freedent, it cools your mouth. That's me. So it freshens your breath, which everyone appreciates. So do your mouth a favor, okay? Try new Winter Fresh Freedent.
Winter Fresh Freedent. When your mouth feels cooler, your breath feels fresher.
And your mouth ought to know.
It hurts to swallow,
talk. I hate it.
When sore throat pain starts, take Sucrets. Nothing soothes your throat longer or stronger.
Sucrets got it done. I didn't have to take one cough drop after another.
Sucrets is the only lozenge you can buy with diclonine. No over-the-counter medicine lasts longer. None is stronger.
I didn't even think about the pain after Sucrets.
Sucrets. Nothing soothes your throat longer or stronger. Use as directed for temporary relief of minor sore throat pain.
52-17, the Cowboys won it. Here are some of the reasons why. Troy Aikman, 22 out of 30, 273 yards, 4 touchdowns. He was sacked 1 time. Emmitt Smith ran 22 times, 108 yards, and also caught 6 passes. There were 9 turnovers by Buffalo, 4 interceptions, 5 fumbles, and the Cowboys sacked the quarterbacks of Buffalo 5 times. Michael Irvin caught 6, 2 of them for touchdowns. Novacek caught 1 for touchdown. Alvin Harper caught the other. Jimmy Jones returned a fumble for a score. And Troy Aikman was the most valuable player.
Most valuable player of Super Bowl. Very justified. He played a fantastic game. And here you talk about experience and all those things again. You know, when you got a team, when you got ability, that's going to prevail.
11 votes. It's the approach of the Cowboys. They never did let up on offense or defense. They were never content with what they had.
No, and that's a great reflection of Jimmy Johnson and the entire coaching staff. It's a fantastic season, a terrific job in such a quick period of time. And the key to the whole thing, Jack, as you know, was a big trade they made with Herschel Walker.
How about 19 rushing yards for Thurman Thomas? 11 rushes, 19 yards.
Yeah, that's really, it's hard to believe. If somebody would have told you that before the game, you would think they were crazy. But again, it's a great compliment to the defense of the Dallas Cowboys, and going into the game, it was very obvious they had a distinct advantage in that particular area.
Cowboys beat Philadelphia. They traveled to San Francisco and beat the 49ers, and they demolished Buffalo here in Super Bowl 27.
It's, you know, we talked about it, the fact that it would be a very good game and probably a high-scoring game. It turned out to be a lot of points, but the scoring wasn't very well balanced, was it?
No, it wasn't, and the score was close at the half. It was 28-10. Buffalo was still in there, and you figured that Frank Reich might do something comparable to what he did in that game against Houston when they trailed 35-3. But Dallas kept pouring it on. They were not ready to sit on what they had and allow Buffalo to get back into the game. What about Buffalo? They've now lost the last 3 years in the Super Bowl game.
Well, the worst, you know, the bad thing about it, Jack, is the fact that, you know, they're a very good football team. And for them to lose like they lost here today, that's really got to be a very demoralizing loss. And I would hate to be in the shoes of Marv Levy, because, you know, what do you say after this kind of a situation?
I guess things are too good for Dallas right now. Free agency might dismantle some of their team.
Well, it could, and yet they might be able to get 1 or 2 players if they feel it very necessary to even make this team a better team than it is right now.
Jimmy Johnson, you and I visited with him during the week. You and I chatted with him on the field before the game here today. He didn't act smug, but he was smug. He knew what he had, and he thought he was going to win this game today.
Yeah, he talked. So talking to him, we met with him and talked to him the other day at the CBS office, and you came away with a distinct feeling that he was extremely confident in the fact that they were going to win.
Hank, it used to be in this league that the Oakland Raiders and then the Los Angeles Raiders would dominate because they had that approach about just winning. Get whatever you need to get to win the game. These Dallas Cowboys have the same philosophy, don't they?
Yeah, they went after people. They got a lot of Plan B people. They made a lot of trades, and all of a sudden, they're Super Bowl champions. And you know, this is the first time in the history of pro football that a college coach who won a national championship and then wins a Super Bowl championship. It's a great achievement.
Yeah, it really is. Really, there's a lot of good players on that Buffalo team, but they couldn't get anything done. They lost their quarterback, but before that, Jim Kelly was having a very, very bad game. He looked like he panicked a couple of times and threw the ball up for grabs, and that turned things around. In fact, they were ahead. Buffalo was ahead 7-0, and then a Dallas blitz caused Kelly to cough it up. The pass was intercepted near midfield by Washington, and then the Dallas Cowboys went down and tied it up. And once they got back in it, you talked about their poise. They knew what they could do.
Yes, that's right. And, of course, the other thing about it is with that Buffalo offense, you see that he gets in a jam. If he knows who he's going to throw the ball to and he spots him right away, he does a terrific job. But if there's any indecision, then he starts to try to get out of the pocket and look around. And by that time, he's hit and he has a problem. So, you know, those are some of the characteristics. But the other thing that's very important is the fact that when he does get in trouble or they blitz, he doesn't have a dump-off guy. See, he doesn't have that safety valve to throw the ball to consistently like Dallas does, and that's a problem with their offense. They have to do something about that to take advantage of what they're doing.
Steve Young of the San Francisco 49ers was the MVP. Pretty soon, and maybe now, folks are going to have to pay attention to Troy Aikman and realize that he is as good as any quarterback in pro football.
Yeah,
or better.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's going to be enjoy front-page success and be the quarterback, the hot quarterback in the National Football League as we go through the 90s, providing he's lucky enough to stay healthy. He's got a great temperament. He's got a terrific personality. He's goal-oriented. He knows what he wants to do. He's a team player, and he's just a fantastic kid.
Not very flamboyant.
No, not at all. No, not at all. In fact, he was supposed to be, I forget now, on some show, and he made a commitment to take a pal of his to the airport. He turned down the national show on television to fulfill an obligation that he made to a pal to take him to the airport.
His coaches brag about how accurately he throws. They say during a practice session, sometimes the ball will never hit the ground.
Yeah, well, it's easy to understand because watching him throw the ball under pressure, the great thing about it is he has terrific concentration. They've done a good job of putting him back there with a 3- and 5-step drop. He throws from that back foot as soon as it hits the ground, and he knows and he reads well and knows exactly where he's going with the football, plus the fact that he has tremendous confidence in the outside receiver. And now with Harper developing like he is, they're going to be murder from here on in.
I bet a lot of those coaches in the NFC East, Washington, Philadelphia, Phoenix, the Giants saw this game or listened to the game and said, oh, we got some work to do to stay with these people.
You're right. And again, the thing is, you look at them, the great thing about it, they're a very simple football team. They have about 6 running plays. You know, they just repeat. They know how to get the team ready. They play and dance every dance, and they know how to win.
Cowboys won it 52-17 over Buffalo. It's happy time in the Cowboy dressing room, isn't it, Greg Gumbel?
Jack Buck, it is exactly that. Up on the podium, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Ken Norton Jr. have all joined owner Jerry Jones and head coach Jimmy Johnson as the Vince Lombardi Trophy has just been presented to Jerry and to the Dallas Cowboys as champions of Super Bowl XXVII. And you're exactly right. Happy time, a lot of smiles, a lot of satisfied people here who have worked so hard. And, you know, you have to be very, very impressed with the Dallas Cowboys organization and the way they went about business. It was just a horrible first season, 1-15. It went up to 7-9 after that, and then 11-5, and then all the way to a Super Bowl championship this year. Truly amazing performance over the last 4 years. And this team and this organization has to get all the credit in the world because they just did an outstanding job from top to bottom. Jerry Jones went out and got the players that Jimmy Johnson wanted. Jimmy Johnson, I don't think anyone can ever question his credentials as a head coach. He did a heck of a job at Miami, and he's just done a superlative job so far in charge of the Dallas Cowboys, who come up victorious by a score of 52-17. And Jimmy Johnson is going to make his way over here in just a moment now. He and Michael Irvin exchanging a few hugs and about the last, 2 or 3 minutes. He's had the trophy he's had the trophy, and now he's just soaking in, and well, he should, all of the fruits of his labor. He poses one more time before he steps off to the podium, and meanwhile, all of his players standing around and listening to him talk now. He's had a couple of good wishes. Let's see if we can hear what he says.
The best thing that you've got and what you'll have the rest of your life is the love that you got for one another, because that's what got you here, is being a total team. And that feeling is something you'll never, ever lose. It'll be the greatest...